Certified vibes in your area. FBA Friday, we in the house. Ain't no debating, ain't no arguing, ain't no going back and forth. Nope, you going home. That's what it is. Foundational Black Americans, we are home, and everybody's going to live happily ever after. I mean, some people ain't going to live too happily ever after because some folks is getting snatched up. But let me tell you who ain't getting snatched up. Certified Black Society. And I need Certified Black Society to let me know right now where you at in the chat. Put your hood up. Let the whole world know where you are and where you not going to be deported from. Let the whole world know where you're going to wake up to tomorrow morning the same way you woke up there today. Okay, so put it in the chat and let everybody know. When you're talking about us, you're talking about Team Non-Deportable, and you're talking about FBA always win. And how do we always win, family? We win by knockout. Certified salute to the family. Certified salute to the team. Certified salute to us, the one and only. There it is. There it go. Family, how long we told these people that foundational Black Americans are Team Non-Deportable? How long we told these people all of the trick bags and all the maneuvers is not going to work? Fam, we're going to get right to it today. Everybody's looking at Chicago and they talking about Black folks is getting rounded up in Chicago. But they ain't telling you Black folks got deported because they didn't. They talking about detained and not deported. See, they trying to play on words. Remember how I went from deported to exported? Now it's deported, detained. It's everything except for they asses is going home and we not. And, man, they mad at your boy Black Alpha right now on social media, man. But, you know, like I tell everybody who's mad at me, go ahead and get a number and get in line and bring a lunch, whether that is some fajitas, some damn Joe Loss, or some chicken chow mein, because we're going to make everybody mad. Because you was already mad when you found out that FBA built this thing, and you was already mad when you found out we ain't going nowhere, and you was already mad when you found out that your ass is packing them bags and your ass got to go and you can't dump it on us. Everybody wants to dump this deportation on FBA, and we just keep on rejecting it. Every single time, fam, we just keep on rejecting it. No, listen, you cannot deport Black Americans. That is it. And I'm talking about certified. I'm talking about foundationals, all right? I'm not talking about these tethers. I'm not talking about these melanated, these mops. Mops can go home and take a mop with you and clean that stuff up. Yep. Tethers can go home, all right? And need to tether onto your homeland and clean that up. FBA, we right here to stay. So in Chicago, as well as DC, we called it weeks ago, fam. I told everybody this was not about these individuals harming Black Americans. It was about them going into these cities where all of the Latinos, all of the illegals, all of the Jorges and the Mr. Hairlines were. But family, let me tell you what no one's talking about. What they're leaving out, my good brothers and sisters, is what we've been talking about right here on the Black Alpha Network for over 3 years. In order to go into a sanctuary city, that means you got to go into places that occupy 80% of the Black community, because the liberals dumped all of those sanctuary cities and those illegals in our homes. So when they sit there and say, oh, look, they rounding up places where Black folks live. Yeah, guess what? All the damn sanctuary cities are where Black folks live, because you can thank the liberals for saying, let's put Jorge right there in the Black community. Yep. Let's put Mr. Estrada right there in the Black community. So there's no way around it. So don't come to me talking about Black folks is getting detained and they took them and they zip tied them. Family, Tren de Aragua was all up in them buildings in Chicago. The same way they all up in DC. The same way they everywhere. Now, this time last year, they was telling us that this didn't happen. This time last year, they was, oh, no, there's no problem here. Well, family, now everybody's finding out what we already knew and what we were already correct about. And I'm going to go even further today, and I'm going to show you how the Venezuelan gangs are all through these sanctuary cities, and how these sanctuary cities are all through foundational Black American neighborhood. Didn't I tell y'all? Did I not tell the whole damn world that Black Americans are the ones who are responsible for deportations? Why? It's because we were the ones saying these people are getting dumped in our neighborhoods. We were the ones showing the video. We were the ones showing them EBT cards. We were the ones showing these people walking right down the block where we live. We were the ones who were having our kids taken out of school and they can't play little league football or basketball or baseball so they can house a bunch of illegals. Was foundational Black Americans not the main ones that told everybody what was really going on? And now the world's seeing it. So don't be mad when we told you before, and now you're watching today, and now you're seeing what it's always been, is that they asses got to go, and we right here home. Let's go to work. Family, these are the videos that they don't want you to see. And I'm going to show you every single one, and I'm going to expose everything. While these people run around here and they're trying to scare tactic you and shame us. Family, let me tell you about a shame tactic, okay? I'm going to tell you about a shame tactic. You can't shame somebody that don't give a damn about the person you're trying to shame them with. You feel me? We don't give a damn about Mr. Julio, so therefore I won't be catching no feelings and no emotions, okay? We don't give a damn about Mr. Mutombo, therefore I won't be catching no feelings about him. If you got to go home, you got to go home, and I'm going to be sitting here watching y'all. Family, watch the scare tactics, and let's regulate.
Hundreds of agents raided an apartment complex in Chicago in the middle of the night, taking children out naked and detaining Black U.S. citizens. This happened around 1 a.m. at a large apartment complex in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. Over 300 agents from ICE, FBI, ATF, and other agents showed up to the apartment complex. They came with helicopters, some people saying they saw Black Hawk helicopters, and it seems that they also came hidden in budget and U-Haul trucks. Officials from the government said that they did this because they were looking for 6 high-priority targets, including suspected members of Tren de Aragua, even though they never showed a warrant while they were there, and they have not confirmed if they actually detained anyone that is a member of Tren de Aragua. Agents went into nearly all of the 100 apartments that were in the complex. They were...
Cap number 1. They didn't catch anybody from there, family. I'm about to show y'all some videos that damn well they did. And don't let this guy sit there and talk about, oh, it's the blacks. Oh, they harming the black people. Oh, did you see what they did to the black people? This man got video after video after video talking reckless about Black Americans. Don't flip it up now, Julio. Don't change the game now, Pedro. You ain't fooling me today, Ramiro. Nah, don't talk blackity black.
Busting down doors and dragging people out of their beds. There are reports of kids being zip-tied and being taken out buck naked. Black residents who are U.S. citizens also said that they were dragged out of their apartments. They were held at gunpoint, asked to give their name, date of birth, and asked if they had any warrant. They also separated people, Black people in one van and immigrants in the other van. Reports say that between 30 to 40 people were disappeared that night. Activists are trying to figure out who were the people that were disappeared since
were disappeared? Listen to the words, y'all. Listen to how slick he's trying to be. Boy, they said like 30 to 40 people was disappeared. What the hell does that mean, Pedro? You see, fam, they talking in real little slick terms. Oh, they were disappeared. Oh, I don't know what happened to him. I looked and he disappeared. The whole neighborhood just disappeared. Wasn't nobody got disappeared except for the illegals. Everybody else detained, you're good, search, go back home. And guess what? The difference is us going back home, we was going to go walk right back in them apartments. You going back home, you about to get on the plane. You see the difference?
The government is not giving any information on the individuals. This raid should be a reminder that they're coming for all of us. Look, white supremacists have done a great job of separating the Black and Latino community, especially during the last election. They separated us so then they can come and hunt us down. They don't care about any of us because of the color of our skin. And to any white people seeing this and say, not my problem, remember Donald Trump just said that U.S. cities should be training grounds for the military. And they're starting, as always, with Black and brown bodies. They're moving to everyone next, white people included. I'm sorry this is happening to our...
Oh, stop, man. Fam, see, this is what happens. Family, my brothers and sisters.
Communities, but we need...
This is what happens when you got a puppet of supremacy trying to speak like he's some type of crusader against it. All right? All of these people try to talk about supremacy, but every single day they put supremacists on paper. If you looked at this man and how he identifies himself, it is nothing more than a W. And they always want to come to us. They see what supremacy does is it manipulates the mind and it turns your thoughts into disbeliefs. What the hell do you know about it? Because you always bootlicking and trying to get up underneath it. It's funny how these people all magically find some type of comprehension of supremacy whenever they're trying to scare Black folks to go vote blue. Any other time, these individuals is, I want to be a supremacist. I needs to be a supremacist. Don't be mad at me, white man. I don't like the Black man's neither. Watch how all of these people go from card-carrying mascots of supremacy to now they all want to be these riders and these soldiers against it. I'm exposing everybody today, from the burrito all the way down to the chicken chow mein.
To stick together. Like I've always said, we are stronger together. This is still very much a developing story, so I'll continue bringing information as it comes in. Got hundreds of agents.
In the dark of night, federal agents storm an old apartment building on Chicago's South Side. They had developed information that criminal, illegal immigrants had taken the place over. So a joint operation with the FBI, ATF, Border Patrol, and ICE brought in federal manpower to take control of the apartment. It's hard to see, but there's a helicopter right there on this building. And that helicopter has just inserted snipers for the protection of all these federal agents you can see entering the building. What they are after, 6 particular individuals associated with Tren de Aragua. They say these individuals are responsible for dealing in long guns and handguns as well as drugs.
How much more room you got?
More than a dozen were detained. At least one has a tattoo commonly associated with the Tren de Aragua gang.
Oh, no. Family, fam, how come all the news you've been seeing today on your social media ain't showing you these pictures that I'm showing you right here now? Somebody added up how ABC, NBC, CNN, they skipping all of that. Yep, Facebook skipping all of that. X skipping all of that. Y'all tell me, when you heard about this story and everybody talking about Chicago, y'all tell me right now, did they show y'all this footage right here? Did they show y'all clear as day that they found those Venezuelan gang members? Oh, buddy got a tattoo on his neck right there. So family, if I got all of this footage and I'm showing you who was arrested, then who the hell are the people they keep showing you on the news? Why on the news they keep talking blackity, 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 black, but they skipping over El Ragua, El Ragua, El Ragua, gang member, gang member, gang member, tattoo, tattoo, tattoo. How can I provide this, but they can't provide it? You know why? Because I'm providing the truth to let you know this ain't got a damn thing to do with Black Americans. It's got everything to do with illegal immigrants. Easy work, family. Easy.
The Tren de Aragua gang.
It looks like we got several apprehensions and teams are still inside the building clearing rooms.
Do you know anything about whether you got the guys you were after?
Not yet. It's a little too early to tell, but later investigation is going to let us know that.
The detainees were taken to the ICE processing facility in Broadview, Illinois, which has now become a flashpoint for riots and a talking point for opponents of Operation Midway Blitz.
This is about fomenting chaos and terrorizing the people of Chicago and cities across America.
Lots of rhetoric oozes from the White House about ending crime in urban areas. Well, from where I sit, ICE has generated criminal activity in Broadview.
DHS responded to their criticism, saying, in part, less than a week after the terror attack in Dallas, it's disheartening to see these sanctuary politicians choose to engage in political theater to inflame hatred of ICE.
Man, oh man, oh man. Oh, let's chop up. Let's got some game, family, and we're going to get right to it. Y'all see exactly what they're doing here. The Democrats are doing anything to try to pull us in to their immigration. This is still the remnants of vote blue no matter who. They're trying to get Black Americans involved. And family, we predicted that they were going to stage a situation where they could be like, oh yeah, Black folks is involved. They're not even talking about the illegals. Who's even saying anything about the illegals? The headlines in which they're trying to present to us are headlines that Black Americans are out there just getting rounded up. Family, what ended up happening was they ran up in this place, a building, by the way, that El Ragua has been in for quite some time. How many of y'all remember a year ago? Nobody wants to talk about this. Y'all remember a year ago when everyone was talking about how a lot of those Venezuelans were leaving Colorado and they was going up to Chicago, and a lot of the Black folks in them were having clashes? Well, I'm going to have the videos and I'm going to show y'all the footage right then and there. This was going on hellified in Chicago and no one said nothing about it. All right. But what it really is that these individuals was going up in these apartment complexes and they was doing all types of dirt. These individuals was going in these apartment complexes and doing the same thing that they was doing down there in Colorado. But nobody said nothing. Why? It's because these individuals were being dumped off into the Black community. Remember, y'all, you can't go into a sanctuary community without going into a Black community, because out of the 22 sanctuary cities in America, that is in places that occupy 80% of our population. Everybody want to talk about per capita. Everybody want to talk about some 22 divided by 9 equals 354th and a third. And it really means this. Well, how come everybody misses the per capita when you're talking about 80% of our population are being occupied by the 22 sanctuary cities? Nobody says nothing other than us. And I believe I'm the first one to even mention it or provide the statistics. And I've been doing that for 2 years. Family, look at this right here. You want to know what's really going on? Because I'm about to put it all to an end today. I'm going to put it all. Oh, and by the way, all the people that was hating on me on social media, yep. It's all good because I'm here. You're going to go home. Or those little won't-to-be mops that you like so much, you can go ahead with them. Here's my thing, fam. For all the Democrats that are trying to tell Black Americans we can be deported, I'm issuing a challenge to them. Since you want Black folks to be deported so much, how about you self-deport? Yeah, anybody who believes that by law, Black Americans can be deported, I challenge you to self-deport yourself. Don't try to put deportation lies on me. Put deportation truth on you. So you should go. You should leave since you're so obsessed with deportation. How about you quit putting deportation lies on innocent Black folks? And how about you just go do the deportation that you love so much and start with yourself? You like that? Good. Y'all look at this right here, family. This right here is in Chicago. This is Venezuelans in Chicago. Now, do y'all think Venezuelans are in Chicago because they like the weather? Let's go. Look at that, family. Illegal immigrant going home, deportation on the way. Chicago Venezuelans loving Chicago, free money, food stamps, housing and cars, Rainbow Beach, South Shore. Family, are they talking about South Shore right now? And what do they keep saying when they talk about South Shore, my brothers and sisters? They keep overemphasizing that it's majority Black. But they don't tell you that amongst those Black folks, you got a hell of a lot of Venezuelans there. And I'm showing you right now, the Venezuelans are living it up. And I ain't talking about Ja Rule. Shout out to Ja. This right here is them living it up. And then you got to ask the question, how the hell they get all that money with all of that stuff? Family, they out there having a full Venezuelan day. This is a Venezuelan parade with illegals in Chicago on South Shore that they're complaining to us about. Oh, they didn't think Black Alpha knew. They didn't think I was the #1 MF and activist. I bet they know now. So y'all look, because it gets even worse. And their exposing gets worse. And what we about to do to all of these ops is about to get worse for them. Great for us. Look at that, cell phones. Drinks, food, new shoes, dress good. Chicago Bulls. Which, by the way, y'all, they use the Chicago Bulls tattoos and the Chicago Bulls stuff. They use that for gang stuff. A lot of those Venezuelan gang members. That's why the last Venezuelan gang member I showed you, he had the Michael Jordan tattoo on his neck. So when you see a lot of that Chicago Bulls stuff, a lot of that is from the Venezuelan gang members. Boom, right there. Oh, no, freeze. Did you see the other one? Another guy walks by right there. Michael Jordan again, the Jordan logo. Family, that's 3 times I showed you the Michael Jordan logo. Do you think Venezuelans just love the Chicago Bulls so much? How come the Venezuelans don't like the San Antonio Spurs? How come they don't like the Miami Heat? They go all the way over that, jump all the way over the same way they jump borders, and they love all of the Chicago stuff. Bam. That is gang member stuff. These are gang members who were sponsored by the United States government and purposely dumped off into our communities. Damn what they tell you on TV. Damn what they say on social media. Damn what Roland Martin says in between a double Whopper with cheese and a Big Mac. They all lying. These are illegals. There you go. I mean, fam, we can't make it more clear. All we can do is put it all on the table, all on the line. You see right there, family, these individuals have been getting taken care of handsomely. I mean, very, very well, they've been getting taken care of. And we've been exposing that since the very beginning. This is what it is. So this is their last ditch effort. Last week, when we were talking about Conscious Fleroy, all right? When we were talking about Conscious Fleroy, we were talking about how this is their last cry for help. They're very, very desperate. Very, very desperate. You think the same exact time that Donald Trump starts blowing up a lot of those Venezuelan drug boats that were coming in out of nowhere, they say, oh, blacks, come help us. You think it's a coincidence, right? You think the very same time that they were trying to hijack Solon and Black American Heritage Flags, they're like, oh, black folks, be Venezuelan today. See, they want us to be somebody different every day, all right? One day they may want you to be Venezuelan. One day they may want you to be Asian. One day you may wake up and they say, hey, black folks, can you be some damn chimpanzees? Anything they can do to try to get us to go help their causes. Remember, 99.9% of your communications with non-FBA people are them trying to hustle you to help themselves. They're just not going to come out and say it. Hell no. Why would they? They're used to trying to flodge and run that game on folks. Fam, but this ain't a game. This ain't a game. Y'all ready for this right here, family? Check this out right here. Check this out. This is not a game in these streets, my good brothers and sisters. This is not a game. Look at your screen right there, family. Yes, this right here are the statistics in which I was showing everybody all of last year. Anybody that would listen, anybody that was out there, this is what I showed everybody. Only 560 of America's 19,000 cities are set aside as sanctuary cities for 22 million plus illegals. Those 560 cities just happen to contain 70% of Black America's population. Let me say this one more time. The numbers are even higher. That's why when you hear me speak about this, fam, I always amplify the numbers based on the people that I know who tell me to always amplify it because these are undercounted. All right. So out of the 19,000 sanctuary cities, 22 million of those illegals are dropped off in areas that contain, I heard, 80% of the Black American population. You think it's a game and you think it's just done that way on accident, coincidence, happenstance? No, these individuals been dumped into foundational Black America. And this is why foundational Black Americans were calling all of them out, exposing them. And this is why Donald Trump ended up getting on board with what we were saying because of this right here. Fam, you don't get those type of numbers because it's a game. It's a joke. It just so happened to be that way. That is strategically done. This is your erasure in numbers. Everybody wants to see the erasure. There goes the erasure in numbers right there, family. That's it right there. 22 million illegals. And I heard that it's really about 27 million. And then they talk about 19,000 cities or sanctuary cities, family. I heard it's closer to 22 cities that have sanctuary city policies, and that 70% of our population, I heard it's really 80%. So if you go by my unequivocal, undisputed mathematics, you're dealing with 22,000 cities. You're dealing with 25 illegals, and you're dealing with 80% of the Black population. You can't make this up. You can only be real with it, fam. And that's exactly how we are. We're extra real with it. This is what they don't like, but they're going to have to deal with it, fam. This was all done strategically. So when you start hearing people saying, well, they was going into the neighborhoods where blacks are. Yeah, there you go, fam. I just gave you the answer why they going into these areas, fam. That right there, those statistics in which I just provided and even gave you an updated version. Those statistics right there, family, told you and made it crystal clear what it's really hitting for. This right there, that is why Based on those numbers that I just gave you, that is why people got to come into the black area, because hell, the illegals are there. Easy. You want to find illegal? Go around black folks, because the liberals put the illegals on top of black folks. Everybody go home. It's that easy. Check this out, fam. This is the fear-mongering and the tactics in which they're trying to use. They're sending out everybody. Notice, fam, they're not even talking about illegals no more. If you really care about America and you see illegal immigrants who are gang members, but yet you're focusing on black people, notice, y'all, they're hiding El Ragua, but they're uplifting black people. So their focus is on us, but not the gang member. You're not talking about gang members who are doing all types of crimes. You're talking about black people and trying to force fake deportation on us. You see where their agenda lies, family? They should be doing things saying, hey, listen, y'all, those gang members are in black neighborhoods. Those gang members are harming black people. These are Venezuelan gang members who are in the black community bringing chaos to black folks. That's what they should be saying if they gave a damn. But no, they don't even bring up the gang members. You know why? Because the gang members are their friends. But what they're doing now, they're saying, look at the black folks. Don't tell me about what ICE did on a single day while he's focusing on gang members when you ain't talking about what the gang members are doing to black folks every day while they occupy our spaces. Family, watch the scare tactics and watch these folks need to take their ass to church ASAP. If you are scared, go to church, because we ain't got no time for this. This isn't our fight. This is one of those, to you FBAs, where are you guys at right now? She ain't laughing at you. Watch this, family.
When there was a loud portion of black Americans saying to stop protesting because Trump's policies won't affect us, where are they now? Because we're currently seeing federal agents and ICE officers storm Chicago neighborhoods, detaining, abusing, and destroying the property of black residents. Do they still think this doesn't affect us? MAGA is a white nationalist administration. They were never going to stop at the immigrants. Racism affects all of us. Therefore, the fight for liberation is multicultural.
Stop there, Mr. Smutman. Brothers and sisters, I got a question for y'all. He said to the FBAs who said this is not our fight, he said, where are y'all at right now? Fam, where are y'all at right now? Answer the man's question. He asked, where are the foundational black Americans who said this wasn't our fight? Where are you at now? Hand up. I'm right here. Black Alpha, present, accounted for. I am one of the millions of foundational black Americans who said, I don't give a damn and this is not my fight. Yep. What you thought? You had to come up? You thought you won? You thought you had a good one with that? Fam, he thought he ate, didn't he? He thought he ate. Where you guys at now? Every time someone keeps saying that to us, you FBAs are awfully quiet. We the loudest ones in the room. Every time they say, FBA, what y'all gonna do about it? Nothing, sit on the couch. I see at home, eating popcorn, watching, yes indeed, much love, certified salute, eating your chips. What kind of chips you got, Keith? If it ain't Doritos, we got a problem. We got a problem with that. Let me see what else, family. Oh, no, that's you. Okay, I see Keith. Down to see, you got the chips too. Okay, y'all let me know what kind of chips you got, because if it ain't Doritos, we're going to be in here scrapping. We look good over here. We looking real good. Popcorn, flavors, all types, family. Minding your own, not in the streets. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll tell you where. We're present and accounted for. Unfortunately, his hairline isn't. And you're right, I'm getting the tether alert.
The unfortunate reality is, unless the working class unites together and starts using our Second Amendment rights, things are only going to get worse from here.
So we are in a precarious predicament right now. We are literally the rock in the hard place. With them deploying all levels of law enforcement throughout DC and policing black neighborhoods specifically and enacting this curfew, motherfuckers are really going to have to ask themselves, where do they stand? Because shit is only going to get more difficult from here.
Man, you need to stand in church. You need to go to church and go pray because you scared. If you scared, say you scared. Look at him. What we gonna do? This is it. Don't turns away. You ain't no man. You a little boy. Little boy, what you talking about? You ain't no grown man over there scared. You got the Democrats got you that damn scared, homeboy? Hell no.
Here, resistance is only going to get more difficult, bro. I can guarantee you that. For all the black people that's been talking about, oh, I'm resting, I'm kicking my feet up, we sitting out, or we not getting involved in the ICE protests, all that other shit, that's fine and dandy. But they at your front door, and they starting with DC.
The U.S. military.
They ain't at my front door. You got another thing coming. Family, look at this guy. Is this one of those liberal allies? Do y'all think this guy right here supports black issues outside of this? Look at this, fam. When you put on the jacket for illegals and you start calling yourself a liberal, remember, if you are a liberal, then this is your liberal brother right here. Is this your liberal brother, y'all?
Military raided an apartment complex in Chicago last night. While we were all asleep, the war on American citizens quite literally begun. In coordination with ICE, they went in and rounded up every single person in an apartment complex, not just one unit, an apartment complex, men, women, and children, and brought them outside. They were all zip tied, including the children.
So word on the street is that apparently Monday night, ICE infiltrated an apartment complex in Chicago and detained a bunch of African-American citizens. And everybody's acting shocked. And my thing is, since the beginning of this year, you can go back. I've been making videos about ICE and immigration, and I've had countless people under my comments, African-Americans like myself, saying that doesn't affect us. Yes, it does. It always has. The underlying intent of all of this has always been to get rid of us. They had to get rid of everybody else in order to get to us. I don't think people understand that. It's always been the intent.
They had to get rid of everybody else in order to get to us. Family, weren't we here before all those people anyway? Do you hear this type of logic? Oh, they had to get rid of everybody to get to y'all. Then how come they didn't do nothing when it was just us? This is that scare talk. This is that I'm afraid, I'm petrified. This is the you need to sit your ass down immediately. When a political party has you this afraid, you need to go find Jesus. And you probably will go find the white one.
Of this government to attack the African-American citizens that live within this country. Because let's be real, they cannot tell the difference between us or a Jamaican or a Haitian or an African. They just see a black person. They don't care.
Oh, there you go again, fam. Oh, they can't tell who's who now. Oh, the foreheads don't matter. No, no, the phenotype don't matter. The hairline, it don't matter. Nah. And this is coming from somebody who got orange in their damn hair themselves. Listen, fam, let's get straight to it, okay? We gonna make this crystal clear. This little thing that supremacy doesn't understand supremacy, that's a cop-out. Y'all notice, have y'all heard, I'm asking to the whole family, have y'all heard one white person ever say they can't tell the difference between a black American and an African and a Haitian? I've never heard a white person say that. Matter of fact, I've heard the opposite. I've heard black people say that we know white folks know, and I've seen white folks say we know the difference. So black Americans know that white folks don't see us as Africans. White folks have admitted they don't see us as Africans. The only people who say contrary to that are the Africans and the Jamaicans and the Haitians. Ain't that funny? I haven't seen one white person say that yet. Fam, you don't think a white person would come out right now and just say that? This thing that the people who created supremacy don't understand the functions of supremacy, that right there is all cap, brothers and sisters. That's all that is. They know damn well, just as good as anybody, the way supremacy operates because they created it. All right. And let me tell you who we will not take any form of critique or lecturing about supremacy from. Is from nobody who has always been an asset, a puppet, a minion, or some type of mascot for the dominant society. So we see the difference, we know the difference, and we not falling for none of that, y'all. Hell to the no, ain't happening. You're gonna go ahead and have to find somebody else because brothers and sisters are standing on serious game. And that game has got them all shook. See, they can't try to put this on to us like they want to so bad, y'all. They can't do it. They can't do it. And you got a lot of black folks who's out here saying the same exact thing. We out here like, hold on, fam. If these individuals can do so many things and these individuals can round us all up, then how come it hasn't happened yet? How come? Because it just isn't. This is another desperate ploy. And remember this, family. Donald Trump is running around here right now saying that the 14th Amendment is for Black Americans. The Democrats are running around here right now saying Black Americans are going to get deported. Let that sink in for a second. Let that sink in. The only people on the whole damn planet that are pushing the lie that Black Americans can be deported are the Democrats. So Democrats, I'm here to let you know, all you've done is more harm to your political party. All you've done is more damage. You thought that that was going to be something that helps you. In reality, that is something that hurts you. Everybody is laughing at you saying Black Americans can be deported. Everybody's laughing. Nobody takes that serious. Little newsflash. Nobody on the earth believes that Black Americans can be deported from America because Black Americans are the originals. We're the foundationals. We are as citizen as a citizen can be. So the only people really pushing that are the Democrats. So think about that, family. The people who say they want your vote so bad are the only people telling you that you can be deported. Family, growing up, I never thought I'd see the day where the Republicans embrace Black Americans being American and the Democrats tell Black Americans we ain't nothing but some lost foreigners, and they reduce our ethnicity to somebody that can be rounded up unjustly and sent home. I never thought when it comes to citizenship, ethnicity, nationality, the Republicans would acknowledge Black Americans and the Democrats would try to treat us like just some random foreign immigrant. But there you go. Now you have it, y'all. Oh, and by the way, speaking of habit, you got a lot of these people running around here, and they've been running their mouth, and y'all know how it go. But a lot of brothers and sisters been shutting it down. And when I say brothers and sisters been shutting it down, for all of those people talking about we's gonna get deported, y'all watch this right here. Watch this brother right here. Certified salute to him. When you say shut down, this is what I mean. Talk, Black man, and tell the world how you feel about the lies of deportation. Watch this.
This country in the world could not send the so-called Africans back to Africa. So you telling me that the richest country in the world could not afford, after all of that free labor in those concentration camps, could not afford to send the so-called Africans back to Africa? Yes, my people, America could afford to send so-called Africans back to Africa, but we're not African. You better believe, as much as they act like they don't like that we are here, that if we were from another country, they would have sent us there long ago. My people, if Black...
Talk your talk, elder. Talk your talk. My brother said, trust me, anything they saying could have been done, would have been done, can't do it because they can't.
You better believe, as much as they act like they don't like that we are here, that if we were from another country, they would have sent us there long ago. My people, if Black people in America were from Africa, they would have created ICE 200 years ago and would have successively deported each and every last one of us.
Damn.
But they can't, because we're not from Africa. If Black people in America were from any other country in the world, they would have deported us long ago. My people, we are from right here in America. The richest country in the world could not send...
My brother said if they could have deported Black folks a long time ago, they would have came up with ICE 200 years ago. Damn, he ain't never told no lie. Man, you ain't never told no lie, brother. Damn right. It's funny that ICE comes about right around the same time that this illegal immigration invasion, and now everybody is trying to say, well, Black Americans, how you feel about it? I feel the same way I feel about anything that don't concern me. It's not my fight, and damn sure it's not my problem. Get it through your head, because we ain't fled. Fam, that right there is what I'm saying. And nobody's moving right now. If y'all notice now, brothers and sisters ain't shook. You don't really see that. You're only seeing what you always see. Democratic shields and all the Democratic mascots, and that's about it. Nobody's moving with it. Because when you're looking and you're starting to see the individuals in Chicago and as well as all the other cities that these people have been to, I've already showed y'all. Everybody knows these people have been dumped into our communities. Remember when Donald Trump went out there and Donald Trump said they're taking Black jobs? And remember how all the Democrats were like, what you mean Black job? I don't even know what that means. Family, there you go. You're only taking Black jobs if you've been placed in Black neighborhoods. If you've been placed in Black neighborhoods, then guess the hell what, family? You're taking the Black jobs away from Black people. It was all because of us who exposed that. It was all because of us who showed that. And it was all because of us why none of that stuff has gained any traction. These people are mad, family, and I'm going to keep it all the way real. The reason why these people are so upset, my good brothers and sisters, is because Black Americans, we got one up on them. This is really what it is. I'm going to give y'all the little underlining thing that no one really wants to say. They don't like the fact that we got something up on them. See, in their homelands, anybody who's darker complected, they dominate those people, completely dominate them. They don't like the fact that when they come here to America, we're the Black folks they can't dominate. And that is really where their animosity comes from. Imagine being in your homeland and you have a caste system. You have a racial hierarchy based on skin tone, and you dominate all the darker complected people. And then when you come here wanting to be like the white people, you get told you got to go home, and them same black Americans, we're up here and you're down here. That is really where their spite comes from. The fact that they know they can't run that game on us like they run on Julio, who didn't pop up on the census down in Mexico until 2010. Don't let these people talk about we helped free y'all during slavery, or we're the ones who started Juneteenth. How well did it work for all of those black Mexicans, those Afro-Mexicans? How well did it work for the Afro-Mexicans, brothers and sisters, if they didn't pop up on the damn census down there until just a few years ago? But you talking about Juneteenth. Yeah. So this is really why they don't like it. They don't like the fact that they can't dictate to black Americans. You got to understand, fam, the biggest culture shock that anyone will ever receive is coming here to America and finding out these black Americans ain't like the melanated mops in your homeland. When you deal with them mops in your homeland, you can check them, you can punk them, you can put them in the worst clothes, the worst housing, you can give them the worst education. You can even walk around them like they're not even there. You can walk over them, you can walk through them, you can knock them out the way. But when you come here and you meet these black folks, the only black folks, certified foundational black Americans, oh, ain't no walking through us. You're going to walk all the way to hell around us, and you're going to salute and you're going to acknowledge why you're here, and you're going to acknowledge who built this thing. Oh, it's a different game. Papa got a brand new bag when you come dealing with foundational black Americans. I ain't the melanated mops in your homeland. You can't pull that game on me. You ain't going to be over there disrespecting all the melanated folks in your homeland, want to come over here and be next to Mayos here, and then think that we're going to be somebody you can come down on to get a couple brownie points. Shit, you done effed up. You're going to find out the hard way, and that's exactly what they're doing. They don't like the fact that we can call ICE and they can go home, because the melanated mops in their homeland can't do that. They got to take it. They got to deal with it. They got to bow down. Us black folks ain't got to do none of that. And family, this is why they've been running around here showing us this. I want y'all to see this video. Notice what I just showed you about Tren de Aragua. And notice that in this video, they're going to talk around the Venezuelan gang members. They're purposely not going to show you no footage of the Venezuelan gang members. So we got to ask this question. How come one news agency is showing us all of the illegal Venezuelans being brought out of that apartment complex, apprehended in handcuffs, but the other news agencies are denying that and only putting the camera on black people? Here we go.
Seen windows and doors blown off as dozens of people living at a South Shore apartment, including children, were detained by federal agents during targeted immigration enforcement.
They pulled up in budget trucks, SWAT tanks.
The sound of flashbangs startles a community out of its sleep in the Citizen app video.
This was crazy. It felt like we were under siege last night.
As federal agents were seen marching through the streets of South Shore early Tuesday morning.
My building is shaking, so I'm like, what is that? Then I look out the window, it's a Black Hawk helicopter.
I was out there crying when I seen the little girl come around the corner because they was bringing the kids out too. Had them zip tied to each other.
The FBI confirming to ABC7 as agents were helping Border Patrol carry out a targeted immigration enforcement operation at this apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive.
As I was walking from the bus, I was headed to my apartment. As I got to my unit to stick my key in the door, I was grabbed by an officer. And I said, what's going on? What's going on? He never actually told me. He just said I was being detained.
They like padding all us up in the back there on the other side. And it wasn't no room to move nowhere.
They had the black people.
Fam, where are the Venezuelan gang members? Fam, I just showed y'all the footage. There is footage out there that shows the gang members. How come you ain't talking about gang members? How come you not talking about the Venezuelan gang members that everybody's seen get apprehended? This is only about black people. And watch this right here, fam. Watch how they try to spin it. This brother's going to say one car had the black folks and the other car had the Venezuelans. Then how come you're not showing me no footage of the Venezuelans?
Padding all us up in the back there on the other side. And it wasn't no room to move nowhere.
They had the black people in one van and the immigrants in another van.
Border Patrol Commander-at-Large Gregory Bovino with his officers speaking on the ground in an exclusive interview with News Nation.
How about you live in the apartment next door to Tren de Aragua members that are trafficking and prostitution, guns, drugs, and taking advantage of American citizens in a violent way?
Destruction left behind inside the complex, with doors blown off of their hinges and holes left in the walls. Immigrant advocates and elected officials gathering to condemn the overnight operation.
And we're trying to bring people in and trying to fight so we can all stay in this neighborhood, but that can't happen when we have people pulling us out of our beds at night.
Stop. Then how come y'all not talking about how your Democratic ran city with your Democratic mayor puts these people in your community then? How come all of that is being skipped over? Don't make it look like ICE just showed a fan. When you watch this right here, they make it sound like ICE just pulled up, started hitting black folks with billy clubs, and sent them all to Uganda. This is how this sounds. They didn't even mention the damn Venezuelans one time. They didn't even bring them up. They just skipped over the Venezuelans. Like, oh yeah, by the way, there were some people here. You see the way they're trying to spin this, y'all? They're spinning this as if this was a targeted thing, specifically, exclusively for black people. They left out the Venezuelans. They left out the fact that they were occupied there. They left out that the city of Chicago dumps them there. They left out the fact that America dumps them there at those rates in which I just showed you, where 25 million of them occupy places with 80% of our population, not 40% of our population, not 30% of our population, 80%. But this little news clip is trying to spin it as if this is about black people. And it's only having a backfire effect, because the more they do this, the more we're saying cap. It's about illegals.
But while immigrant advocates say they believe about 30 to 40 people were detained, federal authorities have not confirmed that number. So it's unclear how many people were held.
And I can't confirm a lot of these people's lineage. That's what it's about, fam. Since we're talking about not being able to confirm things, a lot of these people's lineage is not confirmed, because I'm getting a hell of a lot of tether alerts with a lot of these people, fam. Have y'all noticed that as well? Have y'all noticed that? It's a lot of these tethers that are out here talking about Chicago, and they're making it look like they were there, or talking about how bad it is. Fam, I'm questioning a hell of a lot of these individuals. I don't think that these people were really black Americans. I think some of them were, but you got to remember, a lot of these people have been sprinkled in on top of the black American community. See, tether is a term in which has been created that tells you someone is tethering around to you. I used to always use the term blenders. These people also want to blend cultures. A tether wants to blend in with you. Okay, that's one thing they do a lot of times. A person who tethers, that's somebody who runs around, cosplays, kind of acts like they're you, but they're kind of doing it from over here, but they're trying to grab onto you from a distance. A blender, that's somebody who comes in, dresses just like you, talks like you, and then eventually says, I am you. Eventually says they are. And typically, when you see a tether, you see a blender. But that's one of the things that's been going on. And I'm looking at a lot of these hairlines out there in Chicago, and I'm like, bro, that ain't no black American right there. There's a lot of suspects that I've been seeing. And I'm like, nah, bro, them are not foundational black Americans. But fam, you know, we like to come up with new terms right here on the Black Alpha Network, because the dominant society and all the ops in general, they always got a new term every week, fam. It's just making up things. DEI, they just take terms woke, and now woke means a bunch of liberals. Well, fam, I came up with a new term right here on the Black Alpha Network, and I came up with this term earlier today. So when you start talking about these tethers and these fleers and these hoppers and these skippers and these jumpers and the blenders, one of the terms that we're going to have to start saying to identify them is FBI. Yes, FBI, family. Yes. And I'm not talking about the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I'm talking about these flea-bitten immigrants. Damn right I said it. Flea-bitten immigrants. FBI. So if you see an FBI family, point them out, because they're flea-bitten. They were flea-bitten when they left their village. They was flea-bitten when they jumped that border. They were flea-bitten when they came into your apartment complex. But watch out for these FBIs, these flea-bitten immigrants, because they're everywhere. And if you want to talk about some of them, family, well, damn it, here we go. This is a flea-bitten immigrant, clear as day. Watch this.
ICE is detaining black people in Chicago. Do you understand? We told y'all it was going to start with Hispanic people and immigrants, and they were already going after Haitians. FBI. Already going after my people. So I've been saying this, but
flea bitten. Look at that. Fam, he starts off saying we, and then he starts saying, well, my people are Haitians.
It started. It was going to start with Hispanic people and immigrants, and they were already going after Haitians, already going after my people. So I've been saying this, but like they're now detaining. ICE is now detaining black people in Chicago. They just raided a whole apartment complex. Ain't that crazy? They raided a whole apartment complex, and it didn't matter what you were doing in your apartment. You had people roll up in your house, detain you, and if you had a warrant out, they kept you. That's
if you had a warrant, they kept you. Family, ain't that how it always goes in America? Fam, what happens if somebody sees and you have a warrant? Do they let you go free? Fam, they're saying a lot of things that are just regular stuff. Guess what now? They had the warrant. And when they see you with a warrant, they keep you. Oh my goodness, Trump is so damn racist. These damn MAGA folks is breaking the law. These fascists are ruining the Constitution. Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you got a warrant. And don't talk to me about black folks being detained, because black folks been getting detained for years. Fam, what happens when your cousin steals something and he at your house and they run up in the house? They're trying to make it look like being detained is something new to black people. But they ain't never said nothing when we get detained outside of them trying to connect us to Mexicans. This the damn FBI.
like, what are you doing in my house in the first place? They're detaining black people in Chicago. So, okay. All right. So what now? When does when do we stop working and start working? You know, like, because I don't understand, like, what do we do now?
They want
ICE.
I'm gonna tell you what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to go ahead and get that damn TPS situated. That's what you're gonna have to do. Talking about some what do we do like now? Okay, well, first off, you need to go ahead and holler at the goddamn. Do they still got the hair club for men? Do they? I don't know if they still got the hair club for men, but trust me, if they do, he need to be the first person to sign up. He's not only the client, he's the president. For all my 90s folks know what I'm talking about. Fam, look at this right here. This is what I mean by these flea-bitten immigrants. Fam, why is he talking about black folks in Chicago? Fam, why is he talking? Look at this. This is the guy right here, fam. This is him. This is the guy. He's talking about some black folks in Chicago, and they ran up and we. He doesn't classify to use the term we, because I'm looking at that big old Haitian flag and that big old Haitian head on top of that damn neck, and it's giving me a hell of a lot of FBI vibes. Yep. And remember, if you see an FBI, they're probably working with the FBI. This is what it is. So no, fam, this guy right here is nothing more than your typical Democrat, black folks, come help us, come save us, and I can't find a way to do it. That right there. Yeah, absolutely. I see you, sister. Yep, absolutely. Yep, them damn Haitians been all through Chicago. Yes, the hell they have. Much respect, sister. Absolutely. See, that's why I rock with y'all. Boy, the chat, break the stories, and bring it all the way back home. So y'all see, right there. These people been all throughout our communities. And notice how loosely he was using the term black. This is why, black family, we're going to have to tighten that term up. We tighten up a lot of terms, but we're going to have to tighten up black, because when you don't tighten up black, you're going to start to see a lot of people overly use that word. And it's going to get you involved in a debate and an engagement that's going to last quite a long time. See, when you say somebody is a black American, the average person assumes that means a black person in America. When you say foundational black American, well, then that means the originals, and they can't spin that. So the reason why he kept saying that term, and he kept saying, well, as a black person, they use that as their way inside the house. This is what they've been doing for quite some time, family. This is the giddy up that they try to always run on foundational black Americans. So terms have to be very, 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 very clear, and terms have to be very, very specific, because when they are not specific anymore, you end up dealing with individuals who try to take your identity and your logic and use your terms in the process. And fam, they got a lot of these scared Negroes out here, fam. And this is what they're going to try to do now. Now they're going to start hitting you with the, we need to all be afraid. See, everything they've done hasn't worked. Every lie that they've came up with, we've rejected them. I'm talking about the young brothers and sisters, the old brothers and sisters, everything in between. Everybody's been checking everybody and nothing has really got off the ground. That's because we're that certified. But fam, when you talk about how certified we are, y'all look at this right here. This is what I mean. Look at these black folks out here, fam, they're sending out. And I want y'all to be cautious because I believe a lot of these are mops, all right? Somebody said in the chat, an FBI mop. Yep, a flea-bitten immigrant mop. Family, watch these people because now the tears are going to start to come. And there's even going to be somebody who says that he thinks the CIA is trying to make black folks cut their damn hair. I'm not lying. This is the desperate nature they have to try to get you back on the Democratic plantation. Watch this. Watch this, lady, family. Somehow now she's talking about stop and frisk in Florida, and she's crying. Watch this.
Definitely trying to clear my face up right quick before I say this and put this out there, but we are beyond chopped. We are beyond chopped. The stop and frisk has definitely started in Florida. I just had an officer. I'm walking with my mother. I want my mother to get some exercise. She's retired. So I'm like, Mom, walk with me to the store. You feel me? Don't put the car. Come on, walk with me. Officer hops out of his truck in the middle of the street, stops me on the sidewalk. He's like, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Like he's walking towards me aggressive with his hands up like this. You know, he walking pretty fast. So I stop and I'm backing up because I'm like, why are you walking towards me like that? He's not looking at my mom. He's only looking at me. He's like, wait a minute. Did you just come out of somebody's house? And I'm like, wait, what? I'm literally just walking to the store. I got a bag in my hand. My mom has a bag in her hand. And my mom had said, no. And she says the same thing. It reiterated what I'm saying is that we just came from the store. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, no. But he wasn't going to really listen until she said something. Definitely trying to clear my face up right quick before I say this and put this out there, but we are beyond chopped.
Who's chopped? Fam, this is a tether right here. This is another tether. This is in Florida. Yeah, this is a tether right here, family. Oh, we chopped, y'all. Oh, it's a wrap for us. It ain't no good. You got more people out here who's afraid. Watch this guy. He says that the CIA is trying to get black folks to cut their hair. Fam, you can't make this up.
Beware. The CIA is starting their cutting your locks off propaganda again. They're doing it again. All these streamers been cutting their hair off. It's because they've been getting paid by the feds, my nigga. Of course. That's why they're engaging in this propaganda. But shit could never be me. Y'all see this? This beautiful black hair. This shit got no retweets. I don't give a fuck about nan retweets, twin. Semi-freeform down.
Fam, is this another tether here? So the first tether was, oh, I'm so sad, and it's over for all of us. It's chopped. I got stopped and frisked in it. And then now this guy right here, he's saying, man, the CIA is going to make us cut our hair. It's over with. The CIA going to get it. So now the CIA. So damn ICE, the CIA, everybody. What about this guy right here, fam? Is he scared?
Morning. I have a question. It could just be me and I could be tripping. Do you ever feel the weight of your blackness, the weight of this experience as a Black American or wherever you're from, but especially if you live here? Do you ever feel the weight of your existence here? Like this very unique history, this unique context that we all are underneath. You ever feel that, especially when you're not around people that look like us? Like, you ever tried to explain something?
Nah, fam. I'm getting tether vibes here too. Real tether vibes. Fam, and do y'all feel weight? Listen to this dude. Listen to this, man. Do y'all feel the weight of today's society? Do y'all feel so much strenuous nature? Man, get out of here with that soft stuff. This is what they're doing now, family, because they got to use these psych ops to get us off our square because they can't just physically move us. So you got to send out this lady crying, saying, it's over for all of us. It's chopped. I got stopped and frisked it. Then you got the other guy saying, the CIA is going to cut our hair off. And then this guy sitting here saying, do you feel just stressed out being Black? The weight is on your shoulders from being Black. No. We feel great right now. We feel better than ever. Where are these people at? What world are they living in? This lets you know they're getting the bag. This lets you know these people being paid off. Brothers and sisters ain't feeling that type of way. Brothers and sisters is feeling A-OK, on point, on game. And this guy out here trying to sell us defeated when we winning. Hell no. What about this one? Fam, watch her. This is another tether. She starts crying, but I don't see no tears.
To tell us what are we supposed to do? I'm legitimately like so defeated. What are we supposed to do? Like,
there you go, fam. She came out and said it. At least she's honest. At least she's honest. She just straight up came out and said, hey, I'm defeated. I'm defeated. It's over with. Look at these broke Negroes, fam.
I need somebody to tell us what are we supposed to do? I'm legitimately like so defeated. What are we supposed to do? Like so defeated. What are we supposed to do? That man got in front of the generals and said, we need to start training in big cities, and we're going to Chicago very soon. Today, after midnight, like today, October 2nd, they raided an apartment complex full of American citizens. After midnight, on a school night, they zip-tied children. I'm so frustrated. They zip-tied children. They said one baby was naked. They wouldn't even let the mama go get her.
Fam, that little tear tantrum went real fast, didn't it? Y'all see how fast she teared up? Oh, I'm so sorry. And her glasses is already back on. Fam, how quick was that? Fam, does that look like teary-eyed? She out here looking like Charlie Kirk's wife. She looking like Charlie Kirk's wife. It's just so sad. No tears. I'm hurting. No tears. It's a bad day. No tears. And she put them glasses on right back quick.
Children. I'm so frustrated. They zip-tied children. They said one baby was naked. They wouldn't even let the mama go get her no clothes. What are we supposed to do? I keep seeing people in the comments like, we need to fight back. You're like, you got us wrapped up in this society where we can't pay our bills. We can't afford to eat. We can't afford to even have third spaces. You got us so wrapped up in this capitalistic society.
No, homegirl. Take your defeated ass and be quiet. Black Alpha talking. Listen, you see the Democratic warped, failed smut logic? That type of smut logic is what I'm talking about. First off, what the hell do your groceries and food got to do with the apartment building with El Aragua? You see how they'll connect everything back to black folks? The community and the numbers, and we ain't got groceries. Notice that she'll talk about how they don't have groceries, they don't have food, but she won't talk about the illegals who are taking all of that in your communities. Don't sit here and talk about how bad things are economically if you ain't willing to point out the reason why it's so bad economically is because you got 22 million illegals occupying 80% of our population. Yeah, you skipping over that. Do you see how they contradict themselves, brothers and sisters? Do you see how they talk in circles? You'll sit there and you'll complain about the system, the structure, and you ain't got no money. But when Donald Trump said that they was taking your damn jobs, you got mad at him. Well, maybe when he said that they was taking your jobs, you wouldn't be sitting here talking about you ain't got money to go buy some groceries because Julio's getting it. Did you see the Venezuelan Day parade in Chicago? Did you see what I showed you earlier where they had all new clothes, all new cell phones, music blasting, and was barbecuing? With what money did they get that from? They got that with your damn money from your people, but you are sitting here talking about you defeated. You're not just defeated, you're also something else that starts with a D, okay? And it pretty much identifies all the Democrats.
People got all they thinking about is how their kids got to go to school and they got to go to work tomorrow. They can't miss work because they got to pay their. What are we supposed to do? Call our Congress? They're the people who could tell us what to do ain't telling us nothing. I'm legitimately so frustrated and I feel so defeated and I actually don't know what to do. And I don't know what is required of me in this moment. What is a protest supposed to do? What is calling our Congress? They own the Congress. They own the Supreme Court. They own the Senate. You would not vote. I'm so frustrated.
Fake tears.
Because it didn't have to be like this. And now our children are suffering.
And glasses back on.
Hardworking people are suffering. And this is not.
Look at that. Boy, cried real quick. Glasses went right back on. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Quit complaining. You just mad because foundational black Americans ain't helping you. That's all that is. Fam, that's all these people are doing. These people are just upset because they can't get foundational black Americans to fit the bill. That is it. If they could, they would. They mad because FBA, we ain't putting on no damn capes for none of these people. They all got to hold their own, whatever it is. You bring it to the party, you hold it. We ain't got no time for it. That's what it is. So you can see clear as day, fam. She wasn't even crying. She was just sitting there talking. But when I showed y'all the Venezuelans running around out there, and I showed everybody that the Venezuelans have been there for a long time, nobody's been talking about that. People have been skipping over that. People have been talking around it. Yes, they've been there for a long time ago. Family, I'm about to give you an unequivocal receipt that you are only going to find right here on the Black Alpha Network Certified Black Society, fam. Today is October the 3rd. I can show you September 2nd from last year. So when people start telling you that these Venezuelan gangs aren't doing anything and they're just around, I'm going to show you evidence that they've been taken over. Let me make this clear. Venezuelan gang members have been in those apartment complexes in Chicago. They're in a lot of places out there. And a lot of the black folks there was on some vote blue no matter who stuff. And they was talking about that, my friend. No, come on in, Jorge. Not knowing Jorge is from a cartel, and Jorge don't like you. Yeah, a lot of them folks was befriending some of them damn Venezuelans and letting them come up on that building. So what's happening now, a lot of people is getting them damn wake-up calls. Because I'm going to tell you like this, my people, you ain't dumping no damn Venezuelans. You ain't dumping no Colombians. You ain't dumping no Puerto Ricans, no Mexicans. You ain't dumping none of them. No Africans, no Haitians. You go ahead and think that you're going to dump them in an apartment complex right here in Georgia, and we going to befriend them and say, come on in. And next thing you know, they got 35 different units, and you got to walk around them. That ain't playing. Fam, how many certifieds do y'all know that ain't tolerating that? I know I got my certifieds in the building. I see y'all in this place. How many of y'all, because I'm going to tell you right here in GA, that ain't happening. No. That ain't going down like that. You ain't going to dump them people off in our communities. And then on top of that, in our houses, a lot of them folks in Chicago weren't trying to listen to what we were saying. And they was out there making friends with them damn gang members. That's why them gang members been running around. Them gang members been doing all types of crazy stuff. That's why. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it all the way live. Yep, they was doing that there in Colorado. Yep. Yeah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening around my way. People ain't going for it. But fam, let me show. How do I know? Let me show y'all. I'm going to show y'all the very fact that they've been taking over apartment buildings, but nobody said nothing. Everybody was hush-hush. Nobody said nothing about them taking over apartment complexes. So when I sit here right now today and tell you that those buildings were being occupied by a lot of Venezuelans, and people are, oh, no, that was all black. No, it was not all black. It was not all black. You had a lot of those Venezuelan gang members that were there, and I showed everybody them getting arrested. Now let me show y'all a year ago. This was a 911 call in Chicago where they were telling people that Venezuelans were walking around with hammers on them, and Venezuelans were taking over apartment complexes. So we can go back and rewind to a year ago, and we can put the receipts on the table. Yes, they've been in our spaces, and yes, they've been occupying our apartments. That's why ICE went in there and everybody got detained. Look at this right here, family. This was them in an apartment complex. Watch this 911 call.
Unit 3 on City West, person with a gun, 6124 South King Drive, color says 32 Venezuelans are trespassing the building, showing guns in the courtyard, and they have motorcycles in the courtyard as well. While they're filled, nothing further is unclear.
Hey, I'm sorry, are you headed over to the shot putter or to the 6124 on King for the migrants?
On King Drive.
32 Venezuelans in the apartment complex with weapons. Here it is.
All right, 10-4. There's another available unit to arrive at 310. We had multiple calls. First with the gun, 6124 South King. Also came over to disturbance large gathering. To be 32 Venezuelans trespassing in the building property, showing guns in the courtyard. They have motorcycles in the courtway, all stairwells filled, and nothing further.
Yeah, they left that out, family. Y'all notice how all of that got left out? Notice that they didn't bring that up, fam. 32 floating around. Are you kidding me? You think that's a coincidence? No, hell no. And let me show y'all. There was some brothers and sisters last year. See, nobody wanted to talk about it last year. There were some brothers and sisters last year that were calling this out. I got a little clip of this sister, and the sister said that they was riding around waving their Venezuelan flags. They were riding around waving their Venezuelan flags all through Chicago, and they was like, yo, this is my hood. Watch this right here. This sister shut all this down a year ago, fam. This is it. This is it. This is easy work, fam. Watch this sister. She tells everybody what was happening.
Y'all want to know what thought I be thinking? It is very disrespectful for these Venezuelans to be walking around waving these motherfucking flags, putting them on the hood of their cars and shit just got them hanging, dangling. Bitch, if Venezuela's so good, take your ass home. If it's all that in a bag of chips, go back. Bitch, you are in America. America, the land of the free hoe. Fuck that weak ass flag. Like on some real free my hood nigga, fuck your hood type shit. Cause what the fuck is that even about? Who you flexing to? Who you trying to shoot? We don't give a fuck. You couldn't stay home. Don't bring like you taking some shit over here. That's really what it feel like. It feel like a threat. It feel like a threat.
That's exactly what it is. Fam, this ain't nothing new. You're not going to wake up today, my good brothers and sisters, and hear everybody make it look like this is some type of situation that was targeting black people when I'm showing you right here, clear as day, that these individuals been in our spaces in Chicago. They've been in our spaces, in our apartment complexes. They've been occupying our zones. Ain't nobody gonna tell no different up in here today. Nah, we gonna keep this thing all the way regulated. Yes, the hell we are, because we some regulators. This sister's telling you right here that they was floating around. They was waving their flags. They was trying to make it look like it's all about them, all in Chicago. But nah, they were saying more money to these people and take more away from black Americans.
Like this y'all shit now. Bitch. I don't know. This was sometimes I be wanting to fuck with Trump a little bit because y'all want to know what thought I be thinking.
That right there tells you all you need to hear, family. That shows you everything that we've been talking about, and that lets it be known these individuals have been in our spaces, and these individuals have been getting broke off. The whole damn bag has been coming their way. That's just what it's been. That's what it is, because that's how they operate, fam. So that shows you as well, these people been there. And let me show you this clip as well, fam. Notice every single video that you're seeing coming out on social media, they're not showing you the fact that these people have been apprehended and they got arrested. You're sitting there thinking, what the hell happened to them? We keep hearing about these people who got ran a bomb. We keep hearing all this stuff, but they're not showing you the fact that all of those gang members were apprehended and the black folks went right on back. And don't talk to me about being detained. This is a thing, family. Black folks been detained. You know how many times I've been out with somebody and there's an issue going on and they'll stop everybody and detain them and be like, hey, hold on, wait a minute. We got to figure out some things before anybody goes. They're trying to make it look like that's new to us. Fam, there ain't nothing new to us in the system of supremacy. How you going to use the tactics of supremacy that only we have fought back against us? We've been the only people out here fighting back against all the oppressive measures of supremacy. And these people been going along with the oppressive measures of supremacy. And now they want to come back and say, black folks, y'all got detained. Yep. And we've been telling y'all that the whole damn time. But you didn't give a damn when we was telling you now, did you? You thought it was cool and you thought it was sweet and you thought it was funny until it came back to you. And when I tell y'all this, look, fam, this your evidence right here. This your evidence, fam. Right here. FBI border control. Look, these are the people who got arrested. You're not seeing them show these Latinos. They only showing black people. There go, right there, Chicago, family. There they go, getting snatched up. There it is, fam, the gangbangers.
¿Cómo te llamas? Aquí, güey. ¿Qué? ¿Completo? ¿Completo? Johnny Manuel. ¿Qué te hace esto? Reina, ¿tienes documentos para estar aquí en los Estados Unidos? ¿Estás legalmente aquí, no? ¿Tienes documentos? ¿Qué? ¿No te entregaste? Como ahorita te vamos a mandar también por tu país. Ah, you like Michael Jordan? You like Michael Jordan? You Michael Jordan?
There goes that tattoo on their neck with Michael Jordan. And listen to what he's saying. The guy's saying, you like Michael Jordan? Do you like Michael Jordan? Yeah. These are the gang members that been in our neighborhood. So, fam, we got to start asking some serious questions about what's really popping off out there.
Okay, I'm a woman this way. Chris, you want to move the next guy this way with fucking homeboy? I don't know homeboy's name.
There you go, family. There you go. You see it. I see it. We see it. Everybody sees it. Let me tell y'all this, though. Can we go ahead and start asking some serious questions, family? So if we know that in Chicago, they have so many El Aragua, they know the damn gang specifically, know their origin, know where they came from. If you have so many of these El Aragua criminals and gangbangers in Chicago, and you know the fact that they're there and where to find them, when we look at the crime statistics and everybody's ever pointing out to Chicago and they're talking about what went on this weekend, Memorial Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, okay, well then let me ask this question to everybody. How many crimes in Chicago are they responsible for? How many of these many people been bumped off in Chicago over the weekend are from El Aragua? How many of we seized this many amount of drugs are from El Aragua? We got these many weapons are from El Aragua. How many of these individuals are contributing to the crime statistics that they're always trying to point at black folks who live in Chicago? And then I'll up the ante and then say, what about DC? And then I'll say, what about Atlanta? And I'll say, what about New York? It looks like these people are dumped into our communities at the highest rates available. And whenever the crime occurs, we ended up having to wear that damn jacket. Ain't that another reason why Tether's got to go? Ain't that another reason why, fam, we got to say, call ICE, call them twice? Because remember, it ain't just somebody comes into your neighborhood and you say, send them home. No. It runs way deeper than that. These people come into your neighborhood. They bring in all types of crime. I just showed you them as gangbangers, fam. They're not there to play. They're not there to be friends with nobody. They're there to take away from everybody who's there. So if they're bringing all of that type of crime into the neighborhood, all that type of crime into the community, then how come we don't ever hear about how they terrorize black people? How come we don't ever hear about how they contribute to the degeneracy and the degradation of our communities and our societies as well? Family, you cannot have 22 million and 80% of our population who are legals, who are unaccounted for. And then you want to come to me and say, well, look at these black statistics in a black neighborhood. Well, those ain't black people doing it. Those are melanated mops who've been dumped into those black communities. You can't go back and forth with us, family. We too thorough in this generation. Them suckers may be defeated. They may be broke down. They can go to church and stay in church, as far as I'm concerned. We out here outside for real, and we connecting all the dots and exposing all the ops in the process. So it's that simple. And this is what I mean by these people have been placed in our communities, and they're contributing to all of that, fam. So basically, essentially, and normalized, they are admitting that there's gangbangers in the black community that aren't black Americans. They're admitting that they have people who are weapons runners in black American communities and they're not black Americans. They're admitting that they have people who are drug runners in black American communities and they're not black Americans. But when you see the crime statistics, they leave all of them out. They only talk about the black folks. When you look at your news clippings, they don't show you all of those Venezuelan gang members that were arrested at that apartment complex in Chicago. They only show you the black folks who got detained. And then they try to make it look like detained and deported go together simultaneously. And I'm here to tell you they're not. Detained means people question you. They stopped you. You went right on back into your house. Deported means you got stopped, you got questioned, you got handcuffed and sent your ass back home. And they know the difference between them. And fam, these people been getting it. So we asked that question, how these gangbangers get here? We knew they were here. How much of our crime rates have they really done? And then now you look at all the money. I showed you the Venezuelan parade. I showed you that, and somebody said, is it a parade? It was a damn parade. How you know it was a parade? It was a damn parade because they got money and they was having a jolly good time. Let me show y'all who facilitated and how much money they were making. I'm going to show you a video that I put and premiered last year at this time because I had the #1 immigration coverage. So a lot of this, fam, this is just a walk in the park to me because we were covering this as it went. So as I see the Democrats trying to pop out and come up with these lies today, we exposed everything they're saying now a year ago. All right. So nothing new here. I know their game. I know their play. I know their hustle. I know their scam. I know their scheme. They run from Black Alpha when they see me because I see right through their ass. This right here was us showing everybody how much money they were getting to live in our communities. And I want you to ask yourself this question. Are these same resources going to Black folks? Y'all answer me this and let me know how you feel. Listen closely as she explains what's happening into Chicago. No $15,000 in food stamp and $5,000 in cash money. Watch this.
Food stamp and $5,000 cash money. Every month they're getting that. Yes, and they're getting 6 months free rent. But this was the first time I heard about it. Now I've heard it's 2 years free rent, getting Section 8, first prioritized before the citizens. Wow. So the Venezuelan migrants that are coming in here, they are getting 6 months free rent, $15,000 in food stamps, and on a credit card, $5,000.
Whoa, fam, that's so many numbers. We got to freeze it for a second. 6 months free rent. They're also on top of that getting EBT cards, which we exposed right here a year ago, family. $15,000 in food stamps. They're getting cash under the table. And they're being taken care of. And if they're getting all of that, my good brothers and sisters, and they still have gang members who are contributing to the crime, then what the hell are Black folks even caping for these people for? Because it sounds like they're taking, and they're taking. All I got to say is we got us a tether snitch.
And on a credit card, $5,000. Cash. Oh my goodness. How do the people in Chicago feel about that? Well, people are angry because there's a lot of people, that need help with Medicaid and food stamps, and they get rejected. Tell me about the people that you've seen on the streets collecting clothes. By my house, there's a Walgreens. There's a lot of families that go stand by the door with a pamphlet saying they need money and food. And they're Venezuelans getting money, and then they go in the bus and don't pay. Go in the trains, don't pay, and they're not.
Whoa, y'all caught that? They go to the stores with a pamphlet that says basically pay them, and they get paid. They go on the buses and don't pay and get escorted. They go on the trains and don't pay and get escorted. All of these are orders that are coming down from the top. The government is putting these people in position to get this money. The government is working with these industries and with these mom and pop stores and with the transportation services, telling you that if these individuals come, you are to give them free flowing access. That is why this lady just said these people are being prioritized over the citizens. So now I ask you this question, my good brothers and sisters. Who are the citizens? They're not talking about white citizens because the Venezuelans are not dumped off into white neighborhoods. They're not talking about other Latino citizens because the Venezuelans aren't even being dumped off amongst their fellow Latinos. The citizens that are taking a back seat to that pamphlet, to that free being escorted into those food stamps and that $15,000 in cash are Black people. The same ones that are contributing to crime and are in apartment buildings.
Getting in trouble for none of the wrong things they're doing. They can commit a crime or steal or something and nothing happens to them. Nothing happens. They get away with everything. By my house, a car passed by. It said Venezuela in the back in the front windshield said Venezuela, and on the side of the window it said Tren de Aragua.
Whoa!
And they drove by my house. $15,000.
Damn, Miss Fernandez just told on everybody. So Miss Fernandez just sat there and told you that the Venezuelan flag and sticker was on the car as it passed. Didn't I just show you that sister who said they ride around with their flag on their stuff? And then she said it said El Rogway or Tren de Aragua or whatever the hell Rogway. Your ass is getting deported Rogway, so go that way. How about that? You see what I'm talking about, though. You see clear as day, family. These individuals are letting it be known where they're at and who they are, and everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. So if they're getting all of those finances, they're getting taken care of handsomely. They're getting those benefits and those comeuppance, those resources. Family, there's only so many resources. There's only so many. I mean, damn, when they're getting all the food stamps, they're getting all the cash, they're getting all the transportation, and they living in your apartment building, what the hell you getting? Because you're not getting anything that's sponsored by the government. Black folks got to fight tooth and nail just to get that, just to get half of that. These people are coming in, they're taking, and then they walking away with that money. And we've been the only ones out here exposing it. And whenever we do expose it, people want to play that type of game. But fam, we ain't playing that game with nobody. We letting it be known, man. We do this for real. We do this for real. And if you want to see some of those places in which these individuals are being taken care of, fam, I told you I had nothing but time and receipts today. Look at this receipt right here, fam. Say hello to the Venezuelans in Chicago and some of them little stores that they be having and them little stores that they be getting subsidized with.
¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Lino qué? ¿Cedillo? I call for your beer rather. Short mask. You can take off your mask. Take off your mask. Take off your mask. La amiga! ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? Rodolfo Estrella. Gracias. Hey.
Man, did he just try to take off with the handcuffs? He tried to run with his handcuffs on.
Rodolfo Estrella. Gracias.
No. Hold up. Watch him try to get out and run.
¿Cómo se llama? Rodolfo Estrella.
Look at him, y'all.
Hey. I'm walking this way.
That didn't last too long.
Why are you dropping him down like that? Why are you dropping him down like that?
What you mean why they dropping him down? I don't know. Maybe because he fled arrest. See, fam, they think that they could just get anything handed to them. And all they had was a whistle. That's all they got. They just going to whistle. Just whistle their way out of their problems. He tried to get out and run. Then he was like, I'm going to leave. He didn't even make it. Hey, y'all don't even know. Dude didn't even tackle him. Dude just fell. He fell on his own. Said, get your ass up. That's what I'm saying, though, fam. They can get all of that in return. So, fam, think about how well they're being taken care of. And then still got the nerve to tell the damn ICE agent, why are you being mean to me? Still got the nerve to tell the ICE agent, why'd you knock him down? I don't know, because he ran. Because these people are lawless, fam. And the Democrats have created these very, very, very arrogant illegals. And anybody would be arrogant as an illegal if you've been subsidized, paid for, and don't have to do anything, and you just get things off the backs of black people, fam. And I've always said this. There is an informal, unwritten law in America amongst the United States of America and the dominant society and every single foreigner who comes here. I don't care where you come from. There is the same rules and jurisdiction that you fall under. That is, you come over here and you bow down to the system of supremacy. You try to tear down black folks and you will be subsidized and you will get resources that are made for black folks. And that is the law, and that's the agreement in which the dominant society, both Democrat and Republican, have always had with illegal immigrants and just immigrants in general. This is why every immigrant who comes here to the United States of America always comes over here with anti-black sentiments. First off, they have anti-black sentiments because they're anti-black in their homeland. Second off, they want to be like the white people here in America. And by watching how racist the dominant society in America has always been, they only come here to duplicate that. We like to say they try to get in where they can fit in. And the problem with people like Donald Trump, when Donald Trump comes in, he null and voids that contract and he rips it up. And he says, no. I don't give a damn about this law, these rules. You get the hell out of here. You're going home. So then they start to have these hissy fits and these tantrums where they get deported. And they're saying, that's not what I signed up for. I've been mean to the black folks. You told me I would get access if I was. I came down on black Americans. I'm supposed to get their resources. See, right now, we're living in an era where the informal contract between white supremacy and immigrants, it's not working the way that it has typically worked before in yesteryear. In yesteryear, they were always getting those luxuries I just said based on their anti-black racism. They were rewarded for anti-black racism. That's really what it is. You come here to America, you provide a human shield for white people, and we will give you resources and benefits and reward you for coming down on black folks. You be our puppet mascot for supremacy. You be the person who always gets resources based on black folks, and we'll take good care of you. Right now, that's not working. So everybody is in this disarray, and they don't really know what's next and what's to happen. And what's to happen now is foundational black Americans. We the ones who ruined the whole game. We weren't supposed to call this out. We weren't supposed to see through all the lies. Fam, again, the Democrats are the only people on the earth that are trying to push deportation onto us. And we've ruined that. It doesn't go anywhere. We're really making them the comedic laughing stock of the planet. And all the illegals are sitting there mad and upset because they know we're the ones in the middle. Fam, they don't ever have a problem when white people say they're going to call ICE. Have you ever seen them get mad at that, y'all? Have you ever seen that? I've never seen them get mad at white folks who say we're going to sit this out. They never have a problem with that. They tend to only get upset when black Americans say we're going to call ICE. See, that one right there, that really chaps them real bad because they're sitting there thinking, how dare y'all do it? Hell, I came over here based on a contract that I was supposed to come down on you. And now y'all going down harming us because y'all can call ICE. That's really what it's always been. We have upped the ante and changed the game, changed the rules, and flipped everything on the opposite end. And that's what happens when we're on code. We have ushered in an era of on code black Americans versus the off code black Americans. And we've really made those 2% Democratic shields. We've embarrassed them, family, where they don't even really want to show themselves. And how do you do it? You do it by this right here. This is what I was talking about. Watch this guy, family. This right here was in 2024. And he tells everybody Venezuelans taking over the south side of Chicago. Family, this is receipt number 15, proving to you again that this wasn't about black folks. This was about Latinos, Venezuelans. And he tells you in 2024.
Happening. Hello, TikTok. Tell me it's not true. I heard a police recording just now that said 32 Venezuelans are taking over apartment complexes down by O Block. O Block. We all know what O Block is. You got all kinds of stuff all over the internet. People are dying down by O Block. Is it true? Are the Venezuelans really down by O Block taking over apartment communities? I mean, I heard the police recording. I thought this stuff was just happening in Aurora, Colorado. Now I'm seeing it happening in Chicago. Someone's got the police recording on the internet. I listened to it. It said 61st and King Drive, I think. It's close enough to O Block. Y'all got to let me know. If the Venezuelans are taking over the south side of Chicago, that might be a bad idea. There might be bad stuff happening if that's true. Just let us know in the comments. We want to know if it's true. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take a ride down there and look for myself. I can't believe it, but, I mean, there's recordings on the intrawebs letting us know that they're down there. There's a police recording on there saying they were on the 32 of them, motorcycles, guns, and everything in the park.
Damn. Sound like they're out there causing havoc and causing ruckus. Absolutely, it's 100% true. Absolutely, it's 100% real. And absolutely, they can't go nowhere without having to deal with us, y'all. We ain't supposed to be right here checking these people and wrecking these people and just causing all types of havoc in their communities, fam. See, they come into our communities and now the immigrant community, they're real shook because they're like, damn, them foundationals done showed up. The foundationals done showed every dollar. They done showed every cent. Now brothers and sisters is calling them out. What you going to do next? Nothing. You're just going to have to deal with it and you're going to have to accept it. And you know what? When I say that is black Americans let it be known. I'm going to say this now because I know they listening, fam. Y'all don't even understand. I got tether stalkers, family. Let me tell y'all what they don't understand is that we ain't budging. We ain't moving. We ain't on no pivot, fam. We on our square. And we letting everybody know that anti-black racism, when you come over here and you disrespect us, we will call ICE on you. Damn right we will. All that stuff when you come over here, you buy, you go, and disrespecting us in front of our own kids, in front of our own establishments, in our own neighborhoods, we will call ICE on you. Running around here trying to tell foundational black Americans that you are some type of supremacist mascot who's above us in our homeland, we will call ICE on you. And coming over here trying to treat us the same way you treat the melanated folks in your homeland, I don't give a damn about them. Listen, if the melanated folks in your homeland want to live in the system where they value themselves based on skin tone, we don't do that here in America. You come over here trying to treat us like Mr. Afro-Cuban or Afro-Brazilian or Afro-Mexican or whatever tribalism you got going on in the Caribbean or Africa, you will get checked on sight. And I promise you that. And while we checking you, I will pull out my phone and I will call ICE. And brothers and sisters been letting it known that we run this thing and we also got the power to send your ass running home.
So Mexicans, Arabs, Africans, any other race who's over here, y'all need to start calming down. Every time y'all are speaking to a black person, it's some type of attitude that y'all got. I don't know what they told y'all about us. I don't know what it is. I don't know why y'all feel so comfortable having a nasty attitude with us black people, but it needs to stop. I will call ICE on you expeditiously. If I'm at your gas station, at your store, at your restaurant, I will call ICE on you expeditiously. If you're a Mexican person working at a restaurant and you seem like you're just so frustrated with a black person being there, I will call ICE on you. I don't know if y'all Africans came over here and they told y'all that we were just someone to be talked down on. We're not. I will call ICE on you. So if you don't want to get sent home, I suggest you leave me the hell alone. Mexicans,
I'm just saying, though, I don't think we can make it any more clear. I don't think you can make it any more clear. I will call ICE on you. You will be going home. We ain't going to give a damn when you get sent back home. We ain't going to lose no sleep when you gone. It is what it is, and you better deal with it. That's the type of time energy the Foundational Black Americans is on, and I don't give a damn what anybody else feels, because what we say goes, because we are foundational, and our foundational power is allowing us to do whatever the hell we choose, family. That is what we on. So these people can go on home, they can pack their bags, they can get on out of Dodge, do whatever you got to do, but it just ain't going to work with us. That's the difference, fam. And it's been so strong and powerful, fam, that anybody can get it. And that's the best part about all this, fam. Anybody can get it. Because they've been sending out a lot of strange people, fam. And I want y'all to notice this. The majority of individuals that you see running around here, they're being sent by somebody. Because I just showed you all the numbers and all the statistics. Don't think for 1 minute that these tethers out here are not a part of a bigger game plan. What is that game plan, fam? It's what it's always been. It's been some, let's try to get the Black Americans to believe that they're African so we can send them to Africa. This is what this is all about, fam. It's to get us involved. Remember, again, I said it before, I'll say it one more time. 99.9% of your communications with non-foundational Black Americans are only them trying to steal from you or trying to hustle you or trying to get you to do something else. They don't want us to be foundationals because we got so much power within foundational Black America. We're not supposed to be sitting here exposing these people the way that we're exposing them. We're not supposed to be out here repping who we are and completely throwing that flag in the sky. So, fam, they've been sending out a lot of weird people out there. And let me show y'all this person right here, y'all. This individual is running that same game of what if we all went back to Africa? Because y'all know every few months they're going to pull that, what if we all went back? Can you imagine what it would be like if we just left? Man, let's get away from these damn white folk. Okay. But this right here is a tether pretending to be a Black American. Fam, what you're seeing now are tethers pretending to be Black Americans so they can convince Black Americans to go to Africa so they can come over here and pretend to be a Black American. I know it's complicated. I know it's difficult, but this is the name of the game, y'all. Watch this.
Anytime you argue with a racist person, the first thing they say is go back to Africa, go back to your country. And you know what? That's low-key a great idea. I feel like all Black people should just go back to Africa. We could turn that bitch to the new Wakanda. You feel me? Like, imagine if we just had all Black people living in Africa. We'd have to cut out all the gang culture, though. I know it's already gang culture in Africa, but we'd have to cut all that shit out. Like, imagine all the Black minds working together in Africa, in our own country. So, yeah, racist people, y'all were right with that shit. Let's go back to Africa.
Fam, did he just say that the supremacists were right? Did y'all just hear that, fam? Tell me you heard that. Tell me you just heard what I just believe this man said. Did he say, yo, no, y'all right now. Yep, you racist folks, y'all correct. You are absolutely correct now. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. You right. We need to all go back. This man just sat there and told you that the damn supremacists were correct, y'all. He just sat there and said the supremacists were correct and we need to go back to Africa. That is tether time so damn clear. That's how they do. That's what we talking about. A tether just sat there and said Wakanda, and he said the supremacists are right. So you're starting to see this reverse game where they're trying to reverse things, say go that way, no go that way, no go that way. This is what they're trying to do when it comes to us, fam. This is the type of time they're on. And fam, I'm going to point out something that I've been wanting to point out for a minute. Because y'all know we delineate to the maximum, right? This is what we do around here. Oh, we delineate to the top tier. We delineate all the way clear. We ain't playing no games with delineation. We don't give a damn about nobody's feelings. Remember, y'all, this is not the nice business. This is the real business. And if you got time for regulating, come on down, because regulating go on 24/7. If you somebody who can't find time for regulating, then you need to get out the way, because this is getting more serious every single second. How many of y'all, I'm going to ask y'all this question, fam. How many of y'all remember all that foundational black Scottish? Was it? Is that what it was? Foundational black Scottish? How many of y'all remember that? You remember that little trend, y'all, a couple months ago when everybody was talking about a foundational black Scottish? And we right here, and I'm talking about all of y'all, all 2,000 plus of y'all. Do y'all remember when they was trying to say, well, what about the foundational black Scottish? And we were like, whoa, freeze on that. You can't use that term foundational, fam. You got to remember, we're giving out strikes on people who use the term foundational. You can't say foundational. You just can't. Certified salute, sister. Regulators all day. We were telling everybody about that foundational term, and a lot of people was like, oh, I like that foundational, man. Foundational this, foundational that. Well, family, I'm going to tell y'all right now something that happened that is crazy, that nobody's really talking about. Those people that were running around here talking about they were foundational Scottish, they done went back and looked at some of the paperwork with them individuals, fam, and y'all not going to believe what the hell we done unearthed. And brothers and sisters been giving that work out. So trust me, the work is out there. Fam, let me show y'all this right here, just to lighten up everybody's mind and see if we can plug everybody in. This was the foundational Scottish movement that they were trying to get. And remember, y'all, before the foundational Scottish, they were also doing all the redhead people was black too, right? Now you're going to start to see that and these people trying to allow folks in. Y'all look at this right here. I remember we was like, nah, nope. And you had a lot of black folks out there. They was like, man, them was all friends. Y'all remember this right here? Foundational black Irish, foundational black Scottish, foundational everything. Watch this.
Boy, I heard people talking about black Irish people. Yeah, my people have been in Ireland for 400 years. I just want to say.
They had some questions for us. Yeah, what's happening, Strip? So apparently Americans didn't know that there's black people in Scotland, but there's loads of us. Aye, definitely, mate. Don't know what they're doing, mate.
Back to, not imported. You guys didn't get there till the 1900s through most of Europe.
Y'all remember this guy? How many of y'all remember this dude right here? He's the guy who started it, y'all. This is the guy who started the TikTok trend about foundational Scottish people. Okay? Watch this, brothers and sisters.
And it was a small population. We're still the majority in Europe as the original people. I got a whole map posted about every country there, about our population there. And it's not you, the majority. There's even 2 census records in Ireland. That's just an example. You have black Irish.
He's talking to Africans, y'all. He's talking to Africans right here. This is what he was doing.
Which is like the black American, right? Because there's a black American, right? And a Nigerian American, right? Okay, there's a black Irish, right? And a Nigerian Irish, right? That's 2 sets of people. Get that through your thick school. I know what you're doing. You're trying to engineer another lay to tie us to you. We are not you. We don't want to be you. Not if you're a layer like that. And even if you try to, we're not the same. That's based on DNA, right? Which DEA, that's a whole different story. That's based on, again, the migration from the Americas long ago, which can be proven. And also, that goes back to, what did we talk about before? Phenotype. You do not have a phenotype. You're an African. You come from that continent. You did not rule anything in Europe. So we're going to shut that down. We were already in Europe before the white English came. The Negro Question Part 4. That's another book you can read and get your ignorant butt educated on, man. How about that? And that little fake Irish accent you got going on right there. Fake British accent, whatever the bloody hell that is, man. Fake. When people talk to me, they say when you unlock your true identity, they say you have a real ancient Irish accent. I said, oh, I know. I know. It doesn't exist much anymore.
So I'm really getting tired of hearing the black community slander white people for everything.
That's him right there, brothers and sisters. There goes your foundational Irish, foundational Scottish guy right there, fam. There you go. There he is. Where did the accent go? What happened to all of that accent you had? What happened, lad? You was talking just like you was from Scotland. You said that you don't like Africans neither. Where the hell did the accent go? And not only that, watch him start going in on black Americans. You see why you better start delineating and drop your feelings?
What happened to us taking accountability of our community? Do you understand that we have black on black crime? We have all of these issues. Single mothers having children out of wedlock. Are you serious? We have all of these things going on in the black community, but you're crying that white people are doing this, white people are doing that. I am 25 years old. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I lived in fucking poverty, and I pulled myself out and became very successful. I live in Mexico today, 1 year, okay? So did a white person hold me back from that? Did an Asian person? Did anybody hold me back from being successful? Absolutely not. So stop making excuses and blaming other ethnicities for your downfall. Our community could get together and be just like any freaking other community, but we choose to put each other down and make excuses. Make the change today and stop making them excuses.
Boy, I heard people talking about...
Man, damn. Yeah. I seen somebody say that's not the same guy. That is the same guy. That is, you can even look at the gap in his mouth and he's got that little crooked tooth. That's the same dude. That was just previous when people pulled back his paperwork and seen that he don't have no damn accent. What I'm hearing word on the street is that guy is a full-fledged Nigerian. Exactly what we were saying, fam. Were we not sitting here telling everybody that didn't want to listen at the time? Well, we're not sitting here telling everybody that they listen to our delineation talking points and then they go and use those delineation talking points and make it look like they're trying to separate from Africans. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing, fam. He was trying to make it look like he was separating from the Africans, and then he flip-flopped and he started really talking like his real self. I got more footage of him. That ain't it. No. Look, fam, this man has been talking without a damn accent for a long time. This man is not from Scotland. This is a damn African, y'all.
Actually, that's 100% a lie. You know what? I love, shouts out to my Switzerland ancestors. I know you see the little Switzerland shirt. Sun outside. Let's go ahead and cover this. So number one, that's an absolute lie. All of our history did not start in Africa. Number one, we have indigenous.
All of our history didn't start in Africa. He's using Black American delineation talking points, y'all. I want y'all to notice that. Notice that right there, family. He's using what we say.
Peoples across every landmass on this planet. Let's go ahead and start there. Number two, this person, Coach Yassin, shouts out to my cousins across the pond. I grew up in the United States, but my ancestry takes me back to Ireland, Scotland, Britain, other places in Europe, and that is where my ancestry lies. Okay, other places in Europe, and that is where my ancestry lies. Okay.
Fam, you see how he just tried to say, "Oh, I grew up in America." Look at him trying to get a piece of that FBA pie. Look at that. I don't even know where this guy's from. Ireland and from Scotland and from England. And by the way, I grew up in America. Which one is it, bruh?
So I am indigenous to Europe. And let me go ahead and stop you there. See, and this is why, thank goodness I live in Mexico at one point for 5 years. I have to stand on business and call your...
Now Mexico.
But number one, that's 100% incorrect. Actually, for you, you said that they got refuge. The so-called original Mexican people, which are Aborigines of Mexico.
First of all, that is not correct at all. Second of all, as you guys can see my Ireland flag back here. You can see my Ireland flag right here. The first thing I want to tell you is I am a genealogist, so I focus on family trees. I am a genealogist, so I focus on family trees, okay? First thing I can fucking tell you is I keep able to trace my family tree back to Ireland, Scotland, England, Switzerland, Channel Islands, Germany, France, Royal tree lines. Don't believe me? Go check my profile and look at all the family tree findings I found. I did the tree 2 times, but I have a big part of Irish in my tree.
Hey, shouts out to you. Shouts out to the woman is talking sense.
Fam, and these were how these folks were. Watch, fam. He wasn't the only one. Watch all of them saying, we cousins. What's up, Black Americans? Can we be friends? You better lock that damn door.
We cousins. The Americans are teaching us a lesson right now. If we're going to take anything from this trend, we need to learn how to support each other the way the Americans are supporting us, because you guys have no chill.
And another thing, when it comes to you Americans, how do you not know Black Scottish people exist?
I think this whole interaction between Black Americans and Black Scottish people is so pure. The Black people typically in Europe are really, really mean. Even in Africa, like we had an artist who couldn't even explain why she was called colored. Anyway, I love Black Scottish people. You guys are so nice.
Actually, that's 100%.
You done damn near, they so nice, these people, right into the house. You see? Oh, they so nice. Black folks was trying to ride with that. Nah. And watch this right here, fam. More evidence of this guy talking way out of pocket, way out of bounds, and not being one of us. Watch this.
This video, I am in Bangkok, Thailand. I have left Cancun, Mexico approximately 4 weeks ago.
Where'd the accent go, brothers and sisters?
As you guys may have seen from my previous video, I am in Bangkok, Thailand. I have left Cancun, Mexico approximately 4 weeks ago. Actually, 5 weeks now since I've been in this hotel for 10 days. But I booked a queue prior to test and go, so I was here for 10 days. Long time no see, folks. It's Alaska Whiskey coming to you guys on the video. I am alive. I'm doing well. I'm feeling great. I'm coming to you guys from Cancun, Mexico, as always.
Boy, that accent done packed up and left, didn't it? That accent done evaporated. He went from saying, man, me gold. You took me golds from me. I got 14 pounds of gold. Now he's like, hello, everyone. Nice to see you. My hairline goes backwards, and I have a date with Clifford later on this evening. Yeah, you look like a Clifford stalker is what you look like.
Down a pipe. You really don't need to make a lot of money live here in Mexico. I hope a lot of you guys understand this who are in the United States. If you're American like me, you can start.
You know what? I wasn't even going to answer. Show to my Switzerland ancestry. See, I'm always showing what I am. Of the copper toe skin, original people of the Queen Europa's land that came from the Americas. All right? See, you don't want us teaching truth over here. You want
that came from the Americas, fam. Look how he was slowly trying to ease in to be American. This man done been 5 different things already. Hi, I'm in Cancun. I'm in Ireland. I can trace it back to Germany. What about Scotland? Oh, by the way, I also grew up in America. Notice he was putting them seeds in there. And what does he mean? The land of Europa from the Americas? Fam, this was all a setup for him to eventually start saying that he is an American. And he was going to redrop the accent. Yeah. Fraud alert all day.
you want to have your little African, booty scratching self tie all the way up into our European history on our country.
If this man doesn't
Ma'am, he is a Nigerian, but watch this sister bake him.
get the fuck, if he doesn't get the fuck out of our face playing like this, what changed so drastically from 2022, 2021 till 2025? What the hell? If you call yourself being a part of this FBA movement or, the Black Americans trying to get along with the Scottish or the Irish, the Black Irish, it's all a facade. It's all fake. These people are African. These people are from the diaspora. They're Caribbean, they're African, and they migrated over there.
There you go.
So don't let this guy fool you because he is Nigerian himself. He was in the Marine Corps. You don't think it's easy to look up somebody's name in the database? How easy is it to get stationed somewhere and then take on the identity of where you're being stationed at? It's very easy, okay? But for him to turn into his whole personality and fool you guys and only pop out when it's going viral, it's very telling. And the fact that people are falling for it is even more telling. These people are joining his lives, sending him money. Why did the accent change? That's what we want to know. People with common sense, that's what we want to know.
Stop feeding into the facade, please. Stop fooling yourself.
As you guys may
Damn, man, boy, we done pulled out some receipts before. We done had some good damn times before. That one right there is epic, fam. Did a man just Nigerian scam people saying that he was a black Scottish, y'all? And was folks out there with their pom-poms, oh, Hercules. Folks was loving it, wasn't they? You had folks that was just dying to try to be friends. See, there's a lot of black folks that they fight not being friendly to the world. And then that's why they get so mad at us, y'all, because we don't be on that. They get mad at that because they be like, I love everybody. How come y'all don't? There's some we are the world people so bad, but we shut it down. We ain't believe none of that. We know a tether when we see one. We know a FLIR when we see one. We know a scam when we see one. That man is Nigerian, okay, who done came over here to America, probably a first or second generation immigrant, came over here, joined the military, traveled around the world with somebody different everywhere he went to, seen us talking delineation, and now he's trying to talk it. This is what I was telling everybody. They're listening to our delineation talking points. There's not an aspect of foundational Black American culture. I'm talking about everything we do, even the smallest nuance of your mannerisms. They watch and study. Anybody who's ever left America, go and look at how these people look at us. They know things about us that we just do on a regular. You can't just focus on like the big things that we do. No, Fam, it's deeper than just the big things we do. They know all the little details. If a foundational Black American sister puts her nails on a certain way, they be knowing it. They be like, y'all notice how the Black American woman, she puts her nails on with a arch in her forearm at a perpendicular square in a 45-degree angle? Oh my goodness. And when she puts her lash on, she looks up to the North Star every time she does it. And then they'll have a whole damn tutorial doing it the next day on TikTok. It'd be thousands of them. I'm telling y'all, especially our sisters, they know every iota of a foundational Black American woman. And it's the small things that you just do normal, things you just wake up in the morning and do, things that are just organic to us. These people are watching and they studying. So dude was sitting there watching our delineation. He was watching us say how different we are and classifying it. And he just took all of our talking points and then he said it from a Black Scottish aspect. And then what happened? He started calling out Africans. And he started calling out Africans the way we call out Africans. And let me say this as well, family. Don't listen to these people that be calling out Africans and reality, they African them damn selves. You got a lot of them. I showed y'all a couple weeks ago that African guy who said he's American, but he said he's an American that gets confused as an African, and it still takes you back to Africa. So when they talk about reparations for these people, those people, it still goes back to Africa. When they talk about Black Scottish, Black Irish, Black German, it still goes back to Africa. Everything they do, fam, it's that 99-cent breakdown, busted down Nigerian village tribal scamming. They try to use tribalistic scamming tactics on FBA, but you can't hustle the hustlers, y'all. You can't hustle the hustlers. That's exactly what that was. So no, we were shutting it down over here. And y'all know I had people writing me. Fam, I'm not even lying, y'all. When we did an episode about that a couple months ago, fam, and we were shutting it down, y'all know I had people writing me saying, man, Black Alpha, you wrong. The Black Scottish, they is the foundation over there. They is the ones who started Ireland and Scotland. You need to know your history, Black Alpha. I mean, you cool, but you was wrong. Boy, they was willing to go to war with foundational Black Americans so they can cape for a Black Scottish friend, and came to find out dude was Nigerian scamming you the whole time, and people were sending him Cash App money. You can't make this up, brothers and sisters. You can't make this up at all. That's exactly what they was doing. And let me say this as well, y'all, for the people, because I know somebody out there's thinking that stuff right now. Let me say this right now and make this crystal clear for the world. There ain't no foundational unless you're talking about foundational Black Americans. There are no other foundationals out there, fam. It just ain't. One is because if there were, then you should have came up with the name already. Why it took for us to move for you to move? You should have moved on your own. You shouldn't have waited for foundational Black Americans to move. And second off, being indigenous to when the country started and being indigenous to the landmass are two different things. Foundational Black Americans are indigenous to this landmass. That right there is the red herring. That right there is the checkmate. That's the royal flush. We ain't just indigenous to when the country was started. We're not just indigenous to 1776. Family, we're indigenous to the landmass. those black Scottish people or Irish or all those black Europeaners, reason why I said y'all not foundationals, and people are like, Black Alpha, you wrong, man. You should have said that. No. Because they're not foundational, because they're not indigenous to the actual landmass. Them are a bunch of Caribbeans and Africans who came over there. I don't give a damn whether you came over there last night or if you came over there during the slave trade. We were here before the slave trade in America. So when you start running around trying to use the term foundational, you better make sure that you only apply that to the people who were there indigenous before the slave trade. All of these other people, they were there post-slave trade. That's how they got there. We were here pre-slave trade. As a matter of fact, you can take the slave trade and go forward to right now, this moment. That still isn't even half of going from the slave trade and backwards to when we were first here. Yeah, you can take going forward from the slave trade, you can multiply that 100 damn times damn near, and it still does not equate how long we've been here. It's only a ripple, a smidgen in the time frame where foundational Black Americans been right here on this landmass. So telling me that you're indigenous to a country, okay, a country started yesterday. All right, cool, you're indigenous to it. Are you indigenous to the landmass? Were you here before the term country even existed? Fam, we were here before folks even had functioning languages, before they even had functioning water, okay? When people were the most primitive, we were here, and we went through every era. So that's a real foundational. Anything else is just a Nigerian scammer scamming your ass. Watch this, though, family. Brothers and sisters know what it is. Brothers and sisters been calling it out, and brothers and sisters just ain't going for it. Shout out to all of my certifieds who don't be getting all emotions and getting all in your feelings and saying, well, let him in now. He's been nice long enough. Nah, ain't no damn long enough. Is FBA or not? Y'all watch this sister. She knew it. She said the Black Scottish are no different than your average cosplayers.
So I've been seeing the videos of the Black Scottish people and whatnot, and I knew to wait. I knew to wait because I know that we've been fooled too many times. You feel what I'm saying? And I know that based on what response we're getting now that we're delineating the amount of hatred from these people who are still intensely trying to cosplay us, no matter it, I understood how deep that cosplay will go. So I said, let me wait a minute. And I'm glad I did. You see, the one who went viral first, the Black Scottish dude, the one who went viral first, not that the Africans got so upset that they over there get to cosplay that deep and get a good welcoming response from us, that they done pull his out the archives, old videos of him in a different accent with his African talking about Black Americans. And why are we so obsessed with blaming white people? Whatever I keep saying in the video. Right? And my thing is this you read the book. You feel what I'm saying? When I say it's the Africans that talk to whites, it's like it don't even matter which one you choose. It's like y'all all show and prove. Y'all show and prove. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all show and prove. That cosplay was so deep in you that you literally, y'all go anywhere trying to cosplay the indigenous people there. Y'all are not see. I ain't gonna say these other people don't hate themselves, because just like I said about Winsome Earl Sears, you feel what I'm saying? The governor that's running Virginia, who running as a Jamaican immigrant under the Black American identity. So it ain't to say that it ain't a level of self-hate these people don't got. But see, they self-hate over here comes from our benefits. They want our Africans, y'all just seem to just really dislike yourselves that much that y'all move to anybody's country trying to pretend to be them.
Damn right they do. It don't even matter, fam. It don't matter. They'll go anywhere, fam. They'll show up to your house and say that your house is their house. That's just how they are, fam, everywhere. So I'm glad we exposed that dude. Again, my certified hunted. Were we not right the whole time? Were we not right? See, there's this thing, fam, when we say gatekeeping, some people think that means keeping the gate cracked, like halfway open. You remember when you were younger and you would leave and somebody would have the house key and they say, I'm going to put it underneath the mat or I'm going to put it up high? You don't do that with delineation. A lot of people want to delineate and keep the house key underneath the floor mat. No. The house key going to stay with us and can't nobody have access to it. Now these people are trying to crawl through windows. We done shut down everything. So now they're looking at the window saying, man, I'm going to get up in there. I'm going to get up in there. This dude, he contrived a whole cosplayer plot. Fam, was that a cosplayer conspiracy? Did he take his I want to be FBA all the way to Scotland and say, oh, I'm down? And let me say this as well. Just because somebody starts saying the same things that you say about Africans, don't make that person your friend. There's a lot of people out there, they be like, that's true now. Yep, he did say it. He said Africans are cosplayers. Well, just because he said it don't mean that he ain't cosplaying you neither. Don't just hear something that someone says, one thing, two things that sound good, or one thing, two things that you say also, and try to befriend somebody. That's what people be doing with Candace Owens. Candace Owens said, one damn thing I agree with, I'm going to be her friend completely. Yep. Roland Martin, he made one good point. I'm going to be his friend completely. You better start judging people completely and not judging them off of one thing and applying it completely. Because a lot of people heard him and what he was doing, y'all. He was using how we feel about Africans as a way to soften us up to where he can weasel into America. That's what he was doing. See, I see through everything, very thorough, everything methodically, break it down because I know these people. I know them. I see through the real versions of them, fam. So this is what he was really trying to do. He was trying to make it look like he was calling out Africans. And a lot of black folks was out there saying, well, you know what? You called out the Africans. You can be a foundational then. Yep. You are officially a foundational Scottish because you called Africans out. Listen, I don't give a damn who you call out. You can't be no foundational Black American because we said so. And just talking about Africans is not going to get you through that FBA door. Just talking about no damn body. Up the ante, increase your standards because like we say all the time, the standard is the standard. And that's just the way we're going. So you had a full cosplaying Nigerian who cosplayed a Scottish so he can trick Black Americans. So eventually one day he could be FBA and certified Black society showed up and shut all that down. And we shutting down everything that they do in the meantime and in between time, y'all, because this is how it goes. One thing about Black Alpha, all of y'all, one thing we do for certain fam, there's a certain energy and vibration that you get over here and you don't really get with other people. Other people, very intelligent, do their thing or whatnot. Some of them don't do their thing. But for us, oh, we going to do our thing, and we going to do it 100%. Not 99. This ain't the 99%ers, y'all. This damn show ain't the 92%ers. This ain't the 73%ers. This ain't the I want to be 100, but I just can't because I got too many emotions in me. This is the damn your emotions, damn your feelings. It's all about business, and we regulating business to the 100%. If it ain't 100, it ain't us. Check this out. This right here are people out there calling out everybody. And these people who talk about their first and second generation. What did we say, family, on Tuesday? We said a first, a second, a third, or a fourth generation immigrant is still just a tether. Watch this.
Comment on my videos talking about why do people have so much hate for Caribbeans? First of all, don't nobody hate Caribbeans. Don't nobody hate Africans neither. Okay, let's get that out the way. It's that y'all be wrong as but y'all still be arguing in people's comments. Lack of information, lack of understanding, but y'all be the loudest ones in our comments. You're talking about you have 2 Caribbean parents from the Caribbean, but since you were born here, since you're a first gen, that makes you a Black American too. And this is why we be so mad at y'all. And this is why we be so mad at y'all. You are not a Black American. Black American does not mean your race plus your nationality. Black American is a whole ethnicity with culture, heritage, all that. You're not born into it because your parents immigrated here. What are we talking about? You're a Jamaican. You're Caribbean. Why do you want to be called Black American or considered Black American? Did you ever think about that? When you're Jamaican with 2 Jamaican parents and 4 Jamaican grandparents and such a rich culture and history, why do you want to be considered a Black American? You're not. You're not Black American. No first generation African or Caribbean is a Black American, bro. Y'all parents are not from here. Y'all grandparents is not from here, bro. And that's why we be so mad. And that's why we be arguing. And that's why we be fighting, because y'all don't know what y'all talking about. And it's rude, it's offensive, and it's weird. If I'm a Black American, if we're all Black Americans and we're telling you y'all are not Black Americans and y'all are wrong, we are Black Americans too because we were born here. Y'all don't think that's not going to cause a problem? And then y'all want to say, they hate us. Oh, they hate us Caribbeans. Oh, they hate us Africans. No. Y'all be starting problems sometimes. Y'all be starting problems. And this is a problem starter. This is a big problem starter because y'all don't understand ethnic boundaries and ethnic qualifications, and you all don't understand that we have a whole ethnicity. Black
Freeze. Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah, they understand it, family. Oh, yeah, yes, the hell they do. They just don't give a damn because they want what you got. See, when somebody wants what you got, fam, they don't give a damn about it, fam. It don't matter what it is. If somebody wants that watch that you're wearing, oh, they're going to do anything to try to get that watch, okay? This is just how people are. They understand ethnic boundaries and everything. Never give somebody the benefit of assuming they don't understand what they're doing. Fam, if you're coming up with all these complex lies to get into foundational Black American spaces, then you know exactly what ethnicity is. You know exactly what it is. See, I don't play that game where somebody is a child when they don't understand or comprehend something, but yet they're these adults when it come up to all the elaborate games that they play. These tethers are far too advanced to not know what we're talking about. Matter of fact, everybody knows what we're talking about, fam. This is why we just coming with it nowadays, fam. I think there was this misnomer and a misconception 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago that people didn't understand who we were. The explaining is over with. The not being able to comprehend what we say is over with. You know exactly who we are. You know exactly what we're doing. You know who is foundational Black American energy. You know who deserves reparations and everything. So we just moving past that because we're not going to be bogged down by explaining, fam. If you're driving to the bank to go get your money, and there's somebody on the side of the road and they stopped you and they got up a sign and they said, explain reparations to me. Are you going to stop your car and say, hold on, I'll be at the bank in an hour? Turn around and debate this worthless nobody on the corner about what belongs to you. Now, remember, you're going to get your money regardless. You're going to get paid regardless. I'm talking about the big old check got your name written on it in cursive. So everything is working in your favor. You're already taken care of. You got the car, you driving to the bank, the money is waiting on you. It's a sunny day, it's 95 degrees, and the wind is blowing. You're gonna stop your car and say, hold on, let me argue with this tether real quick about ethnic boundaries that he know about any damn way, because he knows ethnic boundaries when it comes to tribal boundaries. Yeah, when it comes to tribalism, they know how to cut things up a million different ways. So you don't know how to separate you from me? No. So I see y'all not stopping the damn car. I'm not stopping the damn car. And if you are somebody who ain't stopping the damn car, then certified salute to you. You a certified hunted, and we don't play that. This is what we doing in this era, fam. So we're moving along mighty fine, damn good, ain't wasting no time on anybody. At this point, y'all, we don't have time to argue. You got to know when you're behind schedule and when you're on schedule. We're on schedule, but the requirements for being on schedule are very, very, very solidified. So any arguing or debating or fussing or feuding or fighting that you do with anybody will get us behind schedule. So I need all my brothers and sisters to leave all of that debating on the corner and let's go get paid and just check these people in the process. Because remember, y'all, they know exactly what it is. And one of the weapons they use is not being able to understand. Remember this, y'all. If somebody wants your watch that you're wearing, they're going to want it and they're going to take it and they understand it. They don't give a damn about your feelings. If somebody wants your wife or your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, they're going to do whatever they can to try to go take them. If somebody wants your job and your position, it's called clout chasing. They're going to do whatever the hell they want. And those tethers want everything from FBA. So therefore, we ain't allowing them by regulating. And when we talk about scams that these people be coming up with, y'all, man, there's scams every day. How many days do you see a new immigrant scam that pops up out of nowhere? You see the fact that they try to scam us by putting themselves in our communities with their EBT cards. We reject that, shut all that down. We out here regulating all the immigrants. Do you also see these scams that pop up left and right? So it's not beyond you to see that these Scottish and these tethers and the cosplayers and these FBI flea-bitten immigrants, it's no coincidence, fam, they run them type of games, because look at some of the scams you see every day. Every day it's a $15,000, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 scam. Because when they come over here, they bring that weasel mentality. And that is what they've been trying to run on us, but it hasn't been working. Did y'all see this one right here, y'all? Federal fraud immigration sting. Man, y'all watch this.
At this point, from sham marriages to fake deaths. Today, federal officials, including ICE, announced the results of a fraud sting operation regarding immigration across the Twin Cities.
Yep, it involves more fraud in Minnesota.
But this case is unique. Eric Schlew is here to explain why. Eric?
Yeah, Kevin and Lindsay, U.S. immigration officials say that Operation Twin Shield was the first of its kind in the country. At the briefing today, we heard from the St. Paul field director of ICE, along with the director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services.
Our officers encountered blatant marriage fraud, visa overstays, people claiming to work at businesses that can't be found, forged documents, abuse of the H-1B visa system, abuse of the F-1 visas, and many other discrepancies.
Federal officers, including ICE, say in the Twin Cities they found 275 cases of alleged fraud, noncompliance, or public safety concerns involving immigration cases during this operation that ran from September 19th through the 28th. Government officials issued 42 notices for people to appear, which then could begin a deportation process. At this point, 4 people have been taken into custody, according to federal officers, but the specific violations have not been shared. Again, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services Director explained why this operation was unique.
This type of same-day action for interview, from interview to site visit, has really never happened before. And I am incredibly impressed and thankful to the diligent work of the agents who made that happen for the first time, but not for the last time.
Could you explain to folks, because you talk about this is going nationwide, why was Minneapolis selected to begin this operation?
The data, clear, just the data.
What does that mean?
When you look at what we're seeing as concerning patterns of fraud, we're seeing good cooperation here, especially among our field office, working with our federal agents. It just makes sense to start in a city where we have a sense of what's going on.
Damn, fam, all I hear is fraud, 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 money, money, money. And it's always from non-Americans.
And where we can try to make an impact on certain things like the immigration fraud from marriages.
Agents didn't share a name, but said one person picked up had overstayed their visa, was involved in marriage fraud, and the son of a known or suspected terrorist in the no-fly list and is being returned to his country of origin. In other cases, federal authorities say they're still in the evidence-gathering stage, working to determine any possible charges. We'll continue to follow it for you and try and learn more. Live in the news.
Damn. I mean, fam, it's just fraud all over the place. That's just what they do. It's just fraud. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, every time you're bringing in somebody who failed in their homeland, they're only going to bring that same failure culture with them. And typically, people who fail all the time, they just try to find shortcuts. That's what they do. And we're not allowing these people to steal off of us. I told y'all, them FBA EBT cards are wrapped. It's over with. There's no more EBT cards that people are getting from foundational Black Americans. So everybody's scattered right now. They don't really know where to go with this. They don't really know where to head. They're looking at the situation and saying, well, wait a minute now. I can't steal from foundational Black Americans. I can't get what belongs to them. What do I do here? Well, let me go do a marriage fraud. Let me go do this. And that's why a lot of them, like that Omar chick, they be marrying their brothers and stuff and marrying their sisters. Fam, they be doing all types of crazy stuff. Don't put nothing past somebody who failed in their homeland. Because once you fail in your homeland, your life is basically just failure. And when you fail all the time, you eventually start trying to find little comeuppance. And when those comeuppance are not being given to you no more, boom. We created a system of immigrants that got things for free, and now those immigrants are mad because they're not getting it for free. And speaking of immigrants, fam, you know, there's been a lot of individuals who've been, like we say, running around here, running amok, talking crazy, and the Democrats have been the main ones behind them. Think about this, y'all. The Democrats now are trying to force this mass deportation on Black folks, okay? I'm going to go ahead and make another prediction. Since we love to make predictions and we love to sit back and watch all of our predictions come true, because they do. I'm going to give you another prediction. Eventually, family, they're going to have an ICE officer or ICE agent harm, perhaps maybe even unalive a Black person so they can point to it. Trust me, fam. Trust me. How do I know this? It's because they've already used people who got arrested and said, oh, they Black. We come to find out they're Jamaican. They've already used people and said, oh, there's Black folks who are being detained. Come to find out that they were looking for gang members. The next thing is, fam, they need some type of polarizing situation to where they can dump this on Black Americans' plate. So they can demonize ICE. Black Americans are rocking with ICE a little too much for the dominant society, particularly the liberals. They're rocking with them too much, fam. There's too much of a chess move because remember I told you, Donald Trump is not my friend. Donald Trump ain't nothing but a pawn on the chessboard. And anybody can be a pawn on the chessboard because this is called the game of life, fam. You playing chess or checkers? Because a lot of black folks been out here playing Connect Four and Uno. They playing kids games. This is the adult table, fam. We ain't judging these people based on friends and want to be homies and allies. These people are nothing more than pawns on the board, and you use them to benefit. It's called the game of life. That's how you win it. All right. So I'm viewing this to the aspect where I believe that eventually they're going to use some type of situation where they can say, well, this black person was harmed by an ICE agent. They're trying to do that now in Chicago, but it's not getting any traction because we just looking and saying tether. And that right there is a Venezuelan that you've been putting out there. Eventually what they're going to do, fam, they're going to be like, look, y'all, Marquise was harmed by an ICE agent. And then we'll probably find out that his name really ain't Marquise, it's Mutombo, when you look at the paperwork. And don't put it past the Democrats, okay? Because the Democrats are the main ones that use Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd. I believe that the Democrats wake up every single morning and the first thing they do is go get a coffee and a newspaper. What do they go get the newspaper for? Is while they drink their coffee, they look through the newspaper and they thumb through the situations and all the stories so they can find a black person that was harmed unjustly by a W. Why do they do this? Because they don't want to write a law for the black person. They don't want to provide any tangible policies for the black person. They want to use that as a campaign sticker to scare you to come vote. Nobody loves unalived or harmed black people unjustly more than the Democrats. And they love it not because they love the person. They love the situation because the situation gives them votes. That's exactly what they do. They love it. Oh, man, Breonna Taylor, they didn't give a F about Breonna Taylor other than putting her face on their campaign sticker. Oh, they didn't give a damn about George Floyd. They sat there and seen George Floyd. They was flipping pancakes. They said, yep, we about to get elected. Go ahead, put together. Before they even said something, fam, their secretaries came to them and said, we already got 15 commercials with George Floyd. We got 1,000 stickers of George Floyd. We even going to have you go do about 17 different interviews. You can go on Jimmy Kimmel Live and talk about how you love George Floyd. Nobody loves unjustly, unalived, bumped off foundational black Americans more than the Democrats because the Democrats use that as scare tactics to make us run away from the Republicans and run to them. And this is what they're trying to do. If you don't know, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, y'all. They fishing for that damn story. Okay, I'm just going to give it to you how we got to give it 100%. They out here fishing for that damn story. They want an ICE agent to harm a black person, a black American they prefer. A black American is what they really want. And I always tell people there's two types of things. Either they manipulate a situation that exists or they completely fabricate one. Don't look past these people. They are fishing for that story. I know when the liberals are fishing for a story. I know when we ain't giving them what they want. Right now, they want that so damn bad, so bad. And we're not giving it to them. See, that's the difference, y'all. They've been trying to poke and prod. They've been trying to push us, agitate us, heckle us so they can get a response. Y'all remember black folks 20, 15 years ago? Every time somebody would ever try to do that to them, black folks would be too emotional and go give them what they want. We don't do that based on what I said. We run it. We playing the game of life. We out here slamming the goddamn pieces on the board. A lot of times black folks, like I said, was playing little kids game. We ain't playing Connect Four up in here. You know, I like Connect Four now. It's a fun game, okay? But it's only fun when you just playing. I ain't playing no damn chess. We ain't playing checkers neither, family. We out here really doing it. So I know when the liberals are trying to use that, that's what they want. Remember during the election, they were fishing for a hot mic soundbite of Donald Trump saying something anti-black. Remember that, fam? Oh, they wanted it. That whole vice president debate, the whole president debate, they wanted Donald Trump to say something. When he said they're eating the dogs, oh, they thought they had one. It didn't really work. When Donald Trump and them had that big I guess it was at Madison Square Garden. They had that big rally or whatever. Remember how much they talked about that? That comedian, the comedian said something about Puerto Rico. Remember that, fam? They was fishing. It didn't really get any traction. This thing with Chicago, they're trying to get traction. They're not getting no traction right now, fam. This is what Charlie Merck used to do. Charlie Merck would go around here and he would try to get these reactions out of black folks. Let me set up a thing, debate them. They get mad. That's what those people did in Tennessee State. Fam, y'all notice how quick that story's out of the news? You notice that? How fast did that come and go, that little Tennessee State thing situation? How'd that go? Because what they wanted to do was go there, debate black people, and they wanted one of them young black folks to put some hands and paws on them. But black folks didn't do that. Black brothers and sisters ran them off, escorted them out, laughing and joking at them. Story gone. Because if one of them brothers and sisters would have took the bait and put their hands on them, then we'd still be talking about it. What's wrong with these damn black folks, right? The fact that the brothers and sisters were thinking very, very intelligently because they're being influenced by the grassroots. Okay, black folks 20 years ago would have been influenced by the boule and did something stupid. Brothers and sisters today are being influenced by the grassroots and said, cool. So that story's gone. South News fan, that lasted 1 week. They didn't get what they wanted. And we sat here, broadcasted live, and we sat there and told everybody it's got about a week because they didn't take the bait. That's what it is. So I want you to think about the dominant society. Charlie Kirk, representing conservatives, he was trying to agitate those young black teenagers so he can get what he wanted out of you. The Democrats are trying to use all this deportation stuff so they can get what they want out of you. So do you see why we say there is no such thing as a conservative or a liberal? You tell me the black conservative that pushes black first policies. Tell me one. Tell me one right now. Tell me the black self-identifying Republican. Tell me the black self-identifying Democrat, and tell me what policies do they push for black people. You can't name me one. I can go get you a couple million people who are black who identify as a conservative or liberal, but not one of them can give me a specific black policy. That's why I tell you, if a black person identifies as a conservative, they just told you they identify as a supremacist mascot. If a black person tells you they identify as a liberal, they just told you that they identify as a supremacist mascot. You can only be a liberal or conservative if you're white. You can only be a Republican or Democrat if you're white. Anybody else that identifies with one of those four terms is really just a melanated mascot working for the white people. Despite what they tell you, despite what they think, they can't get nothing around the number one activist, Black Alpha. And family, the first thing that they try to do was say, oh, black folks is going to get deported. Then they said, okay, well, these people in Chicago are out there getting detained. That didn't really work. Then they also tried to tell you something a lot of people forgot. Speaking of Spanish gang members, y'all remember that Kelmonger Alfredo Garcia? Remember that? You remember that the Democrats was trying to tell us that this El Ragway cartel member criminal was one of us? Remember, they tried to tell us he was our issue. The Democrats always tell us anti-black immigrants are our ally and friend we need to fight for. And we've been telling them anti-black immigrants can hold their own anti-black immigrant NUTs. We ain't helping no damn body. Well, news came back is that he has officially got his deportation papers and he's on his way to Uganda. Check this out, y'all. Family, you can't make this up. The paperwork has finally came in, and this guy right here, they told us was our friend that we needed to stop talking about reparations for. Well, now, family, he's going to go straight to Africa so he can deal with deportation.
Fox News alert, adios, Kilmar. The Maryland dad's going to be gone for good. Where's his next home? Senior national correspondent Kevin Cork has the details. Kevin.
Evening, Jesse. As they say at the end of the night at the nightclub, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. And for Abrego Garcia, yeah, that's the case. The illegal alien and accused MS-13 gang member is on his way out. A final order of removal will stand after an immigration judge rejected a motion from his lawyers to reopen the case. Now, you'll recall back in August, his attorneys petitioned to reopen the case because they were afraid of imminent removal to Uganda. You know, after DHS notified him that, yeah, you might be sent to that country. But today, the judge said DHS merely conveyed that it reserved the right to send him to Uganda, not that it necessarily intended to. And on X, as you can well imagine, they're celebrating. They're saying with today's ruling, Kilmar Abrego Garcia's final order of removal stands. This MS-13 gang member, human trafficker, domestic abuser, and child predator will never be loose on American streets. Now, the Post also noted that, you know, some Democrats flew to a foreign land on the U.S. taxpayers' dime to break bread and have drinks with this terrorist gang member, visiting him while he was in prison. And, you know, if that wasn't bad enough, people really made the point that, listen, they're out there visiting this guy instead of looking out for the safety of the American people and putting that first, which is their job.
Freeze. They're out there visiting that guy and not looking out for the American people. Isn't that the same way that they're talking about black folks who got detained, but not telling us that illegal immigrant gangbangers live amongst us in our apartments? It's always anti-American citizen and it's always pro-immigrant.
Now, currently, Garcia is cooling his heels at a Pennsylvania facility. And because of the shutdown, there's actually another evidentiary hearing. It's been postponed until next Monday. And that's when they're going to consider when and where he's going to hit the bricks and leave our great country.
Damn. And by the way, is old buddy, is his hairline bothering you? Fam, are y'all getting a synthetic black American hairline from this guy on the right? I'm sorry, I hate to do that, but that ain't no real damn hairline. I'm getting tether from this guy. I'm being honest with you, man. I'm getting tether from dude right here. Well, we'll see where it goes, and we'll find out what happened. His next stop, that damn no good terroristic person. Fam, I'm getting super duper tether energy from him. I don't believe that hairline is real. I don't believe that he's from the United States of America. I see Mr. Mutombo throwing Mr. Kilmar under the bus for Zaddy. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like, family. I'm very, very cautious and skeptical of these people. Yeah, you ain't lying, boy. His goddamn makeup is too heavy. The hairline look like they trying to hide some of them damn Mutombo features over here. Huh? Somebody said Haitian hair. Yeah, y'all see what I'm saying? He trying to hide that. He got that fake hairline. Let me say, if your hairline has to be pressed onto your head, use not one of us. But you see how quick they are to throw each other under the bus, family. If they can get a couple little kudos from mommy and zaddy, that's what it is. Because there is no unity in the tether community. And we've been saying that for how long? We continue. And this is why you're seeing the people get wrapped up. So, fam, as you sit there and you see him get locked up, he's on his way. Bye-bye. Then notice the Democrats are out here, man. They kind of heard about that now. Because the Democrats were telling us just a couple months ago that dude and his issue was a black issue. Everything is a black issue to the Democrats, fam. And it's all just to get black Americans to go vote for him. That's all that is. That's all it is, fam. But it's desperate and it ain't working. So I want everybody to understand, as desperate as it is, it's just some desperate ish that ain't working. So they can do all that ish that they want to. They just going to get laughed at in the process. We laughing right now. Okay, so he's gone. And all that stuff about El Aragua and the apartment building, that didn't get no traction because black Americans looking at it. Let me say this as well, fam. I'm going to say this and y'all let me know what's up. Black Americans, foundational black Americans, we are team non-deportable. What does that mean? That means we can't be deported. Case closed, everybody go home. It ain't complex and it ain't that deep. Mr. Jorge can be deported. Mr. Mutombo can be deported. Even Mr. Yao can be deported. Foundational black Americans can't. So the Democrats who keep trying to force that on us, keep making up these lies. Right now, every lie that the Democrats come up with trying to scare us into deportation is only making the world laugh at them even harder. You're being laughed at right now. It is absolutely comical to try to tell black Americans that we can be deported and nobody believes you, Democrats. Newsflash, all the lies, all the jokes, all the games, all the scams, it just ain't going nowhere for you. And it's really showing you why your political party is in the position that your political party is always going to be in. There's really no turning back at this point. You look absolutely comical. You look foolish, and no one's going for it. Because remember, y'all, on the whole planet Earth, there's only one group of people that are telling black Americans they can be deported, and that is the Democrats. And by the way, when they talk about Donald Trump sending all of these people in Chicago, why don't they talk about how Donald Trump is sending all those people to Oregon? Yeah, or Washington State, because Donald Trump is sending ICE and the Border Patrol and the National Guard. All of them are going up to the West Coast as well. How come you don't talk about how he's sending federal troops there? You only talk about the federal troops that Donald Trump is sending to black areas, but you don't ever talk about the federal troops that he's sending to white areas. Why? Is because you ain't trying to scare the white folks with deportation. You're trying to scare black people with deportation. But either way, it ain't working because neither one of those people can be deported. But let me tell you who can be deported. Your precious little illegal immigrant that you've been giving resources and money and welfare and food stamps to, and your catalysts and your lies and your props to get us to be a human shield and protect them from deportation. Nope. All we simply did was stepped out the way. Mr. ICE officer, go ahead and handle Mr. Julio, because Mr. Julio ain't got no business being here in America. And fam, they done sent out everybody. Oh man, y'all know it's something when they send out goddamn Roland. Roland took a break from Applebee's and he said he wanted to do some talking about what's going on with immigration in America. And in between bites of his cheeseburger, large fries, his, complete menu, all you can eat buffet, all you can breathe buffet, all you can beep buffet, he had to say this about that intendant. Remember that superintendent dude that got arrested? Okay, well, Roland is out here trying to make it look like that was just the worst thing ever. Why does Roland believe that was the worst thing ever, family? It's because Roland understands that guy is a Haitian just like him. Watch this.
Now arrested the superintendent of schools in Des Moines, Iowa. In a message to families, the school board chair, Jackie Norris, confirmed that Superintendent Eon Roberts was taken into custody this morning. District officials say they have no additional confirmed details about his detention or what the next steps may be. ICE, with the assistance of the Iowa State Patrol, says Roberts was found with a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, and a fixed blade hunting knife. The agency claims Roberts has been living in the United States illegally from Guyana. He was under a final order of removal issued.
Damn, I stand corrected. Guyana. So this is the Haitian-Guyana connection. Told y'all, boy, them tethers on the same time.
In May 2024 and had no work authorization. He formerly was a principal in Maryland, has worked in education for a number of years. And to the point there, to Michael's point, Drew, they talked about.
How many times is he saying, he know he lying, fam? Look, this is what happens when you're trying to condone a criminal. He going home, back to his homeland, just like your people.
And has worked in education for a number of years. And to the point there, to Michael's point, Drew, they talked about releasing, going after hardened criminals. Superintendent of schools, I don't think qualifies for that category.
Listen, it's just like Michael said, the people who voted for this man that's occupying the White House, whether they try to admit to it or not, they voted for this. We know that he's a liar. We know that he's racist. We know who's leading the charge, which is Stephen Miller, who is his puppeteer. We recognize that this is exactly what they want to do. He played into, I guess you would say, the fears of those that are criminals, but he is going to the places where it's the lowest hanging fruit. And while we are able to hear about Ann in Iowa, and we saw this situation that was in New York, there are thousands of people who are actually just going about their day and are coming up missing because this is their approach. This is their attack. We know this. I don't even understand why we are surprised. Yes, we need to use this to push back. Yes, we need to think about ways to be able to.
Yes, you need to take them damn Coke bottles off of your head. Yes, you are embarrassing yourself. And yes, everything that you're saying is just not working. Fam, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? Do they think we're going to be like, yeah, well, it's wrong what happened to him? You see how upset and just stuttering and mumbling and fumbling they are? They don't even know what's going on. They're like, I think that it could have been. You're sitting here talking about an illegal, all right? This is an illegal. And by the way, him running around with them weapons on him, I don't think that's really helping his cause any. All right, so his cause is hurt, and he's an illegal, and there's no such thing as a legal illegal, which means he's got to go home, okay? So that's just what it is. Fam, remember this. At the end of the day, they got to go home. We don't. We could play the game, fam, or we could just get to the end of it. We win, you lose. You got to go home. You have spite, and you have vitriol towards Black Americans, and I don't really even give a damn, okay? At least spite comes from somebody who lives here. You don't even live in America, so have spite in your village. All right, you hate on us. Join all the other people in your village who don't like us. Just go over there. Y'all gonna have to leave. We good. We at home, fam. My family's good. Everybody's here. It's foundational Black America. I understand that, fam. We're not dealing with jealousy. Dealing with jealousy is one thing, fam. You don't go back and forth with jealousy, okay? People just jealous. Just let them be jealous, man. Damn them. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, why would we, as foundational Black Americans, have a debate about citizenship with someone who's not a citizen? This is how it works. The citizen wins. The non-citizen loses. The citizen stays. The non-citizen goes home. Fam, we won this before we even woke up in the morning. You already won. Let me tell you something. I know they don't want to hear this. Foundational Black Americans, we already won the tether battle. They talk about the diaspora wars. We already won them. You already won before you even knew what a tether was. Before you even knew what a FLIR was. Before you even knew what a hopper, skipper, or jumper was. Before you even knew what a migrant or immigrant was. You already won it because you have the possession, citizenship. They lack the possession, citizenship. So you already won. Fam, the person who got all the rings on is the person who won all the championships. The person who got them damn dark knuckles, that's the individual who lost. Dark knuckles. And they lost. So shout out to the dark knuckle community. I hope you can go afford you some more cake soap because foundational Black Americans, we are right here good. And let me tell y'all the way people have been looking at it. Nobody's looking at it from the aspect of this was some poor illegal. We were looking at it as all illegals can get sent home and this guy's going home. We're doing him a favor. They should thank us.
Who are registered. And Trump said there are illegal immigrants who are registered to vote and are voting in our elections. People said, that's not true. That's ridiculous. No, it's not. When Trump said that there are illegal immigrants who are receiving government assistance, people said, what? No, that's not true. That's ridiculous. Here you have a man who was an illegal immigrant who lied about his educational background and work history to get one of the most prestigious jobs in education in Iowa, making over $300,000 a year. And he wasn't even legal. How the hell did he slip through the cracks? With a criminal record, might I add. Now, you know, people on the internet don't be playing. They be doing their research. So this young lady by the name of Laura Powell, she was able to find that court records show that Robert's birthday as December 18th, 1970. But on every single platform that he used, his birthday, he put something different. Remaining December 18th, but the years were different. So on one, it's 1970. Another one, it was 1978. Another one, it was 1973. He also lied about his origin stories, right? So Robert is quoted in 2020 referring to Guyana as his birthplace and saying that his father immigrated to the United States in the 80s and his mother in the 2000s. But in 2024, local news got him saying that he actually was born in Brooklyn, multiple master's degrees and multiple PhDs, but these school records are nowhere to be found. They were also able to find that he in voting. I am just blown away. I am literally blown away. And the fact that when ICE was coming to pick him up, he ran in a school vehicle. Okay, they found him in the woods with $3,000 in cash, a loaded gun, and a knife. They have since apprehended him, but it is so crazy because when you live a life like that, right, where he might have been a great superintendent at this school, but once the scam was revealed, he turned into someone that probably people had no idea that was even in him, right? He was working as a superintendent there for years, but now he's hiding in the woods with the gun and a knife and $3,000 in cash in a school vehicle. That is truly who he is, right? Beneath the surface. And that is very dangerous because if somebody would have personally called that out, their life could have been in danger. And he's overseeing the biggest school district in that state, over 30,000 children. That's crazy.
Damn, man. I'm telling y'all, fam. These people scam artists, getting called out. We the ones calling them out. I mean, yeah, absolutely. The mask fell off. So, fam, was he just cosplaying everything? Was he just everything was just one big ass cosplay would do? Just one big ass cosplay coming up with everything, flip-flopping. He came across like the Nigerian Scottish dude. Ain't that the same thing the Nigerian Scottish dude was doing? It's the same exact thing, just all over the place. All over the place, coming up with anything that they can come up with, any type of lie, any type of front, just to get by. That's all it is, fam. It's just to get by. How can I get by to another day? Who can I scam right now at this moment? Who can I trick? Who can I fool? How do I just live based on the backs of somebody else? So people see it and ain't nobody got no capes for it, and there shouldn't be no damn capes. Just scamming. And that's what it is, y'all. Everything is a big scam when you're dealing with these people. They scam us in every element. When they come to our communities and they dump them off in our apartments, that's them scamming. When you see these people like this guy making his money voting Democrat, changing his name and his background, scamming. When you see the Lucky Charm Nigerian, scamming. All you see is just a bunch of scammers every single corner. And let me tell you about scammers. And I'm going to speak for Americans in general. Americans don't like no scammers, okay? One thing about people in America, we build things on our own. And when people are out here trying to get in on what we created, we ain't got that kind of time. We ain't got no type of love for that. So ain't nobody putting on no damn cape, no jacket. We ain't running around here trying to be friends with people who scamming. You scammed your way out of position, so you're just going to have to stay there. And you can get whatever you want. You just going to have to get it from your homeland. What's so bad about getting it where you live? What's so bad about getting it where you're from? What's so bad about getting it where you created it and not somebody else? That's the thing. It ain't going to be no we keep on making it, you keep on taking it. Because that type of logic just ain't going to go. And fam, here's another scam for you. Oh, we ain't done. I told you this scam on top of scam on top of scam. How many of y'all remember this one? Look at this one right here. Look at this 35-year-old Ghanaian. Watch this, fam. More scamming from these individuals. Watch.
A 35-year-old Ghanaian man has been arrested for defrauding. more than 20 people by funding an extravagant naming ceremony with borrowed money. Richard Kabi from Myanmar in the Ajumako, Nen Mainesium district in the central region, is alleged to have collected over GHC 20,000 from residents, claiming the money was to be used to assist his ailing mother. Victims later discovered his mother was not ill after lending him the money in good faith. He reportedly used the money to stage what residents described as the most expensive naming ceremony the town has ever seen. He assured residents he would repay them, but after more than 4 months, without any refunds, he went into hiding in Takoradi. Reverend Fifi Michael, a journalist and master of ceremony who had initially facilitated some of the borrowing, said Kabi also used multiple phone numbers to defraud people. In some cases, he allegedly impersonated a woman or lured female victims into fake relationships to obtain money. According to reports, he installed security cameras at his home and often locked himself inside to evade victims, demanding repayment, and changed all his phone numbers before being tracked down. Kabi has since been returned to Myanmar for identification by victims and is currently assisting police with investigations. A 35-year-old.
Damn, there they go, fam. I mean, scam on top. A 35-year-old, a 22-year-old, a 99-year-old. They scammed, they took, they stole. That's all they do. That's all they do, fam, is just stealing. So dude, dude was out there. He was trying to get his little comeuppance off of other people. He was trying to get his little games off of people, and the same people just ain't going for none of that. That's just what it is. So we've been the ones calling this out. See, fam, they don't like the fact that Black Americans have so much power, both socially and politically. They would love to have us in a position where they can control us politically and socially. This is why they always want us underneath the umbrella of either the conservatives or the liberals. This is why they're always trying to get us there. They always want us underneath one of those umbrellas, whether that be the Democrats or the Republicans. Right now, we're not under that. And we've got so much power that we're truly navigating the immigration deportation process. Like I told you, Donald Trump is just riding our wave. Donald Trump is riding our wave. You know why? That we should be so powerful? It's because they put these people in our communities and in our spaces. And in a backdoor effect, that ended up empowering us politically when it comes to deportation and immigration. There's two types of fronts of power when it comes to immigration and deportation in America. The number one is the people who have been the most affected, which are foundational Black Americans. See, I got tired of seeing things that we were the most ill affected by, that we had no power or control in. The difference with this grassroots certified generation is that we have power in areas where we've been affected. Go back in the day, you name it. Black folks were affected by the stuff that they put in our communities that looks like snow. And we had no power in handling it because the boule was going along with it, while Ronald Reagan and George H. Bush were sitting there saying, just say no to drugs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You can go forward to mass incarceration. Black folks were the number one people affected by it, but yet we had no power. Is because the boule, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, they were writing all the laws and they were condoning it. That ain't happening right now when it comes to immigration. Let me draw some parallels for you, my good brothers and sisters. Notice how when it came to the drugs that were placed into the communities, it affected us. We had no control because the politicians were putting that jacket on us and they were navigating it. They're not going to do that with immigration. Immigration ain't going down like the Just Say No campaign or the 3 strikes or the 1993-94 crime bill, where something harms us the most and we can't do nothing about it. We're sitting there learning from the past and said, okay, all right, tell you what, if we're going to be affected by it the most, then we're going to be the ones out here on the forefront, on the front line, controlling and navigating where this agenda and where this subject goes. How do you do that? You do it by rejecting them, by exposing them, by our brothers and sisters pulling out their cell phones, watching these people, by people in Chicago saying, come on down, Tom Homan, we got a place for you. Run this governor out of here, running up on these politicians, pulling out the statistics and letting everybody know that this harms us the most. Therefore, we're going to reject it the most. We are going to regulate it the most. This has all been regulated onto us. So in essence, we're regulating it back towards them. Now, what do they do, fam? Things have changed. Things have changed. It's not going to be it affects Black Americans the most. What they always say, well, let's talk about things that affect Black folks disproportionately. Y'all remember that one, right? Remember every time you heard the term disproportionate, it was always used as a weapon against us. I'm going to give you the 2 times that you heard the term disproportionate. I'm going to give you when the conservatives use disproportionate and how they weaponized it against us. And then I'm going to give you when the liberals use disproportionate and how they weaponized it against us. But the denominator in the middle ground is they both use that term disproportionate as a mechanism to attack us. For instance, the Republicans would use disproportionate whenever they would talk about crime statistics. They would say Black folks disproportionately commit the most crimes. Black folks disproportionately are the ones who harm the police the most. That's how they would write all those blue laws like Obama did. Okay. The liberals use the term disproportionate whenever they're saying, well, Black folks are disproportionately harmed by this, so we need to write a law for everybody. Okay. Black folks are disproportionately harmed by Joe Biden's bill, by Bill Clinton's bill, by Barack Obama's bill, so we need to give all the money to the Mexicans. You see how they both use that term? One person uses the term disproportionate so he can write laws for everyone else. The other person used the term disproportionate so he can put a jacket of criminality on our community. But they both did it with their own underlining sneak attack against Black Americans. So what we're doing now is we're saying, well, if things are going to be disproportionate, then we're going to completely regulate the system, and we're going to completely target it and get our own means forward, opposed to falling back and going for what they put in front of us. That's the difference between us. Now, absolutely, sister. Yep, my sister Patricia said it best. Kamala used that term every day. Kamala was always talking about, oh, it disproportionately affects us. Remember, Roland Martin would do that. Roland would come out here and say, oh, you know, we can't write laws specific for Black people, but yet they write laws specific for rainbow people and illegals. All right. Was DACA not written specifically for illegals? That sounds like a specific. Did Indians not get specific reparations? Last time I checked, the reparations that went to Indians wasn't reparations for everybody. So yeah, they can. But what do we always say? We got to take things that disproportionately affect Black people and then spread it around. That's not how it works for everybody else. And everybody else wouldn't go for that. Black folks used to go for it. So now we sitting there saying, well, no, ain't going to be no disproportionate, none of that. We're going to run all that out the goddamn way. It's going to be Black Americans, Black Americans, Black Americans. And that's the bottom line. And fam, they've been doing it by using a lot of these things out here. Like, check this out right here, fam. This is what I'm talking about. All right. You see that right there? Did they not tell y'all, fam, that in Chicago, those gangs were going after Black Americans? The headlines were there. If you read the headlines were there completely. What about this one, fam? Migrants begin to arrive. Many have settled in Chicago, even though some basically still struggle. The headlines were telling you who just got arrested in that building the other day. Look at this, fam. You think these people got there by accident? Think it was a coincidence that these individuals just start to show up, prop up, pull up to our areas? You're not going to use terms like disproportionate to benefit other people. You're not going to use terms like disproportionate so you can downplay our struggle, our situation. You're not going to use any of that. What you are going to do is that you're going to do what foundational Black Americans tell you, or foundational Black Americans will do what foundational Black Americans have been doing, which is ruining their political party. And you're also not going to use terms like detained. I want everybody to notice this, family. Detained is going to become the word that they use for Black people in terms of deportation. That's what they're going to do. They're already doing it now. So what we're doing right now, brothers and sisters, is that we're getting ahead of detainment. Detainment is going to be the word. This is what they're trying to use now. They're saying, well, you know, Black Americans were detained. They're going to try to make detained and deportation synonymous. And there's a difference between the two of them. But that's what they're trying to do now. They said, let's make deportation synonymous with detainment. And that's not what it is. And here's what I say, and I say this to everybody out there. This is my main thing, y'all. Show me the video of a Black American. I'm talking about a full-blooded Black American. I'm talking about generation upon generation upon generation. I'm talking about a certified foundational Black American who is indigenous to this land, indigenous to this ethnicity. Show me a video of them being deported. I'm still waiting. I don't want to hear about your goddamn detainment, your twist words, y'all's necks. I don't want to hear about y'all reaching, y'all trying to dump this on Black folks. You're straight lying and playing in our face. Damn all your games. Damn all your jump arounds. Show me directly a video of a foundational Black American getting deported. Because if it could happen, it would have already happened. Don't give me once they get rid of everybody, then they're going to get us. Supremacy is going to get put on hold because, you know, after hundreds of years, supremacy needs to be put on hold. Supremacy ain't ever been put on hold any other time. It ain't going to be put on hold now. So don't tell me supremacy's on a waiting list to come get us. That's a lie. Okay, don't tell me that we got detained but not deported. We got deported but not detained. Neither one of those situations apply to Black Americans. That is another lie. Show me the video where a true indigenous Black American has been deported. I'm not talking about one you said was Black. We found out his ass was Jamaican. Not one you said was Black. We found out he was Haitian. I'm talking about a Black American. You ain't got nothing because you're lying. And now, brothers and sisters, like we said, we're not going for it, and they're looking real dumb right now. And they've been trying to use that play on words, fam. They've been trying to say detained, deported, detained. And brothers and sisters, quite frankly, just are not having it. Not having it. This is why it's a beautiful thing, family, that we break all this stuff down and we see around them. Watch this.
Y'all, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Check this out. These people still talking about us as Black Americans, FBA, indigenous, whatever you want to identify as on this land, that we will be deported because of what's going on in Chicago. I'm seeing a lot of videos. I'm gonna play some videos throughout this whole video that I'm making about all these Negroes talking about y'all gonna be deported. I told y'all been talking about y'all can't be deported. Y'all gonna be deported. They detaining Black people out there in Chicago.
I told y'all came from me in my comments. You told me, oh, we're the 92%. Haitians don't like us anyway. And everyone who said that, I said, you think that the Border Patrol give a fuck if you Haitian or not? You think they can tell the difference? We all Black to them. They don't care. Neighbors like Ebony Water.
Now listen, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Tell me a time in history where we never been detained as Black people. Let's take ICE out of it. When have we not been detained? Why Black people acting like this just a new concept that Black people never been harassed by the police? That Black people just never been just walking, minding their business, and police just never detained certain Black people in America.
For every Black American that got on the internet and this app and refused to talk about what ICE was doing and what is going on in our country, because I don't really care about the Hispanic community because they don't care about us, which is BS.
Tell me that. I've been detained plenty of times in my life by the police for nothing. But guess what? I never been deported. Okay? I never been deported. Then they use Chicago as an example, talking about they snatched people out the house. They detained them for over an hour. Some of them don't know what happened. But check this out, though. Check this out. I do not agree with white supremacist terrorism on my people. I do not agree with what Trump is doing to the Black people in Chicago, what he ordered to do to the Black people in Chicago.
ICE is now going after and detaining all Black people in Chicago, including Black Americans, regardless of your citizenship status and regardless if you are native to this country.
Right. These Black people getting their homes ransacked, getting woke up in the middle of the night, being harassed, threatened, right? But guess what? They are not being deported at the end of the motherfucking day. They are not being deported. They're being detained. Or maybe someone they got detained, they ran their name, they found that they got a warrant, they go to jail. You know what I mean? There are plenty of people every day that's not getting pulled over by ICE, that's not being harassed by everybody else, that be detained, they run your name, you go to jail.
There they go. Isn't it funny, family? Isn't it funny as we go down the list and down the line? There ain't nothing that's happening to Black Americans that has not happened to Black Americans. The only difference is that they cannot connect us to caping for illegals with those situations. What they want to do is try to dump all this off on foundational Black Americans, things that we go through every day. How come they don't ever make no fuss when Black Americans been getting detained for the longest amount of time? If a foundational Black American got detained based on something that we did not do, you know, let me tell you what would end up happening, fam. I'm going to tell you what ended up happening. The Democrats would play dumb. They act like they don't know what's happening, and then they would end up just blaming Donald Trump. That's all they would do, fam. That's all they would do. They wouldn't do anything other than that, fam. That's it. That's it. Just at the end of the day, they'll always try to spin it, twist it, and dump it off on whoever they can, but they won't ever do anything serious about it. Because remember, foundational Black American pain and suffering is nothing more than a campaign prop for both parties, especially the Democrats and the liberals. So don't sit here and try to tell me about all these bad things that are happening to Black Americans when bad things happen to Black Americans every day. You don't do nothing. The difference between now and then is that today you're trying to use those things so you can connect it to a bunch of legals. Y'all notice how fake concerned they get about our day-to-day problems when they can connect our day-to-day problems to somebody else's community? So meaning when a Black person suffers and it only affects Black people, nobody gives a damn. When a Black person is in pain and the pain is only felt amongst us, nobody gives a damn. If Black people struggle, if Black people have to thrive and grind things out by ourselves, and it only affects ourselves, no one cares. Now, when they can take all those things that we go through and they can connect it to illegals, they can connect it to migrants, they can connect it to immigrants, then they show fake concern. How do you know they do this? It's because what we deal with every day, no one says a damn thing or writes a damn law to do it. Don't get X-ray vision about Black people suffering now when you ain't got enough X-ray vision to write me a hate crime protection. Don't get X-ray vision about Black people struggling today when you ain't wrote no reparations for what we done struggled with for 500 years. How come you get X-ray vision when you can connect it to a damn migrant and take all of our issues, dump it on somebody else, but yet everything you give to them, like money and resources, you don't give us a penny? Them days are over with. The days of us being affected disproportionately and us not riding against it are done. It ain't gonna be you dump drugs in my community affects us the most and we can't do nothing about it. It ain't gonna be you send us to jail the most and we can't do nothing about it. You ain't gonna run that Just Say No campaign to Just Say Yes campaign when it comes to illegals that are coming in our apartment buildings, that are in our neighborhoods, and they're bringing all types of crime. A damn Venezuelan gang ain't in our community to give people turkeys on Thanksgiving. They're bringing crime. Half of those crime statistics that you see that affect Black people, half of them are done to the illegals because the illegals are the ones who are there doing the damn crime. You won't ever hear that though. So we putting it into all of that, all of that. If it affects Black Americans, we gonna be the ones on the forefront politically and socially commanding the situation. And if you don't like it, just deal with it. Just deal with it. The days of the slave labor where we do all these things for everybody, nah. See, what it used to be was Black Americans did all the slave labor for the white American to benefit with his wealth, with his money, with his currency. Then amongst the last 20 to 30 years, it became Black Americans do all the slave labor to benefit illegals who come here to America, and we get nothing. So they wanted us to slave for the white man the same way now they want us to slave for the melanated man. And I say neither one of them are getting foundational Black American energy. And if we got to shut things down in the process, we shutting things down in the process. It is what it is. You don't like the version of Black Americans now that are fully engaged, fully in command. We know when to sit things out, and even when we sit things out, we still engage because it is to engage to sit out. You know what that means? That means you got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. We playing the game the same way everybody else play the game. Don't get mad at us. You need to thank us. A lot of people need to thank us. While everybody's running around here talking about these illegals, we the ones saving the American economy. We the ones out there putting the money on the line. They not doing that. And since they can't do that, well, foundational Black Americans, we're going to be the ones making it happen. Let me show y'all what's the reality, though, for a lot of those people. See, they've been running around here trying to make foundational Black Americans think these are Black issues. And what we come to find out is that I ain't seen not near a video of a Black American having to deal with this right here. Come back and tell me this is a Black issue, because it don't look like one.
Being held arm by arm, detained. I'm being detained for no reason. I'm being detained for no reason. Hey, why are you throwing me in the ground? What's wrong with you? I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Leave me alone. Don't grab me. Why are you tossing me to the ground? What is wrong with y'all? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? What's wrong with y'all? Why are you treating me like this? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? What's your badge number? Okay, what's all y'all badge numbers? You're not free to go. Excuse you, why are you holding me down on the ground? Why are you holding down on the ground? Why are you holding down on the ground? Because you're being held, being held arm by arm, detained.
Yep. Now, family, he's getting detained. How come no one's talking about his detainment? He's over there getting detained. How come no one's spoken about this guy? Maybe he needs a little focus. Maybe he's your problem. Maybe he ain't one of us. So y'all gonna have to hold your own nuts. That's what it's looking like. And fam, these people be out here getting arrested talking about, why me? Why am I getting arrested? Because you're illegal. That's why. That's what happens when you're illegal. They don't even got the concept of what illegal is because they've been getting everything for free from the Democrats. So you can see that all day. And you got to also watch individuals, fam, who are going to come out and do that thing where they just say things that aren't true. Like this lady. All right. Watch this lady right here, family. Because as we go down these mops, watch her talking about how ICE is affecting black people. And this lady is not a black person. Okay. So you already see what she's doing. She's going to start saying, well, ICE is affecting black people too. And since ICE is affecting black people, we need to all do something. Remember, the underlining thing is, can we help them?
Number one. So now Trump has declared us public enemy number one. He's literally violating the Constitution. He got all these people, all these guards, National Guards, gathered up in one room. And he basically said, forget the American citizens, the ones that pay the taxes, the one that they're supposed to be serving. And he's arresting American citizens, Black American citizens in Chicago. He says he's coming for all.
Stop. Family, did he arrest any Black American citizens? You see what she's doing? He's arresting Black American citizens. Where? Once again, show me the video of a Black American being arrested. There ain't none. There you go again, fam. And she's going to spin this into her people.
American citizens, Black American citizens in Chicago. He says he's coming for all major cities. So that would be New York, LA, Miami. It's time for us to get together. And if it's a civil war that they want, that's what they're going to have to get. Because
what? Not fam. Nah, brothers and sisters. Now you're here to talk now. Now she's starting to talk that violence. Oh, you want a civil war? First off, you ain't going to bust a burrito in a Taco Bell fight, Selena. So you need to be quiet and quit trying to get Black Americans involved in your nonsense. Because you ain't going to do a damn thing. But when we show up, we do all the heavy lifting. Now, I told y'all they want us to do all the labor while they benefit. She ain't going to bust a burrito, so she needs to sit all the way the hell down because we are not going to be no crash test for them. And this is why I love nowadays, brothers and sisters, because nowadays, we can expose all this. Nowadays, we can put it all on the line. For every broadcast that we do, every time we convene, I don't care how we convene, family, all we're doing is stopping more and more of these individuals from getting in our way. So no. Ain't nobody playing with Miss Selena. No, you ain't going to do nothing. You need to go back to your homelands, what you need to do with that heavy-ass accent. But you could tell right now, this is the best time to be a foundational Black American, family. Let me tell y'all that why. The reason why it's so good to be a foundational Black American, y'all, is because we, as a lineage, heritage, and culture, we have the keys to everything in America. Nothing moves without us. Man, I'm telling y'all, for the young folks out there that don't really remember the social climate from back in the day, the social climate was completely different. A lot of this stuff would go unchecked. How we go from the unchecked era to the G-check era. I mean, that's a crazy thing, right? That's a complete flip between everyone. And how do you know, man, what we talking about is 100% solidified and solid? And, our phrases and our words and the way we put things together are absolutely true. It's because these people, again, are all over the place trying to find a way. Everything they do, fam, is them trying to find a way. They just can't really get nothing off the ground. We have put an end to everything that they thought that they had going for themselves, okay? They understand now that we, as a lineage, no outsiders, nobody else can come on in, just as a lineage, fam, we're the only lineage-based movement in America. The only one. There's no lineage-based movements. There's a lot of things that are completely opposite from the way things used to be in the United States that they're just not ready for, and they just got to deal with it. And that's the best part about living right now today is the fact that we're changing those things. Absolutely. Now, family, didn't I tell y'all earlier that Venezuelans were living in that apartment building and the news has been hush and quiet about it? Didn't I also tell y'all that a lot of them vote blue no matter who folks was in that damn building in Chicago and they've been making friends and being real friendly. They ain't been gatekeeping. They ain't been delineating. What I told y'all earlier, I said, us certifieds, when they dump illegals in our community, oh, we delineating, regulating, separating. I don't know you. You can't come around. There's a lot of black folks that seen these illegals get dumped in their communities, and then black folks start saying, well, let's be friends with El Taragua. Fam, how do you know that those illegals been living in those apartment complexes? Because notice, y'all, every single news clip you've seen, they haven't never once admitted that the Venezuelans were living in that apartment complex. The news is trying to make it look like it was a bunch of Venezuelans that were nowhere to be found, and they went directly and targeted the black folks. Matter of fact, even worse than that. The news is making it look like the black Americans were in the apartment complex. There's nobody else that lives there, and they were targeting us and targeting our kids. That's the way the news made it. Fam, let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all this. Watch this, fam. Listen to this lady right here. She's going to tell you that the black folks in that building were making friends with the Venezuelans, which is hella off code. But watch this.
After ISIS just plowed through their living spaces and just left it in complete shambles, people's doors are off the hinges. People who had become friends with some of the Venezuelans who lived in that building, like,
whoa, fam, I told you I was going to pull it up. It only took 19 seconds. 19 seconds. Did you hear what the lady just said? Did you hear what the lady just said, family? Uh-huh. She just sat there and said, black folks that were making friends with the Venezuelans who lived in that building. I told everybody, first off, Venezuelans lived in that building. The news ain't telling you that much. Second off, what the hell y'all making friends with these people for? Don't make friends with El Taragua, a Venezuelan gang that's in your hood, living in your stuff off of your lineage, and then get mad when ICE comes and snatches you up. I'm only keeping it real, y'all. Listen to her again.
Through their living spaces and just left it in complete shambles. People's doors are off the hinges. People who had become friends with some of the Venezuelans who lived in that building, like, now their neighbors are gone. The kids are gone.
Now their neighbors are gone. Now their neighbors are gone. Did you hear that, fam? You want to talk about a certified receipt beyond certified receipts. You got it right there for you. She just sat there and told y'all, case closed. I think we just solved this one, family. All rise, verdict is in. The damn illegals are illegal. The people out there making friends with them, you get what you got, and FBA certifies we ain't involved at all. So let me make this clear. If illegals come to your community, they're dumped off in your community by liberals. They're sucking up all the resources. They got illegals out there telling y'all about the cash, about the EBTs, the food stamps, about they don't have to pay for transportation. They got pamphlets where basically are telling people that they don't have to pay. If all of that's going on in your community and you sitting there making friends with them and then ICE rolls up, don't be mad. Let me tell you, when you hang around illegals, you're going to have to see ICE. That's just what it is. So all them black folks out there talking about ICE, talking about they illegals, talking about we made friends with them, why are you shocked? Why are you shocked that ICE ran up in your apartment building when you've been in there making friends with Venezuelan gang members that take all the resources from your people? I don't feel sorry for you. I'm going to tell you that today. I'm going to tell you that right goddamn now. I don't feel sorry at all. I said it. Yes, the hell I said it. Yes, the hell I meant it. If you out there cozying on up to illegals who are taking all of your goddamn money, all your resources, they've been strategically placed in your communities by the anti-black liberal Democrats, and you out there making friends with them, and then you shocked and appalled when ICE shows up and detains you. That's the same exact thing that happens to us, fam. Black Americans been dealing with that for the longest amount of time. You got a friend that the police is looking for. He got a warrant. They come in the house. They question everybody. You get a little unruly, they might end up detaining you. If it's a serious crime, they detaining everybody without questioning. So what do you think is going to happen with the same thing when you got Venezuelan gang members that you made friends with, that you've been hanging out with, and they sending money back to the damn cartel in Mexico? You think the police are going to come and knock nicely? You think they're going to play nice? Don't come out here talking about something. I'm appalled. Don't come out here and talk about I don't know what's going on. That might be your problem. You don't know what's going on. You don't know that this is an anti-black erasure. You don't know that they want your lineage out the paint. I question some of them people's lineage any damn way, because what I'm hearing is that building was full of a bunch of Haitians and Venezuelans, maybe with a couple sprinkles of black Americans in it. But some of them hairlines, some of them bonnets wrapped around them 5 heads kind of gave me a cause for pause. And that right there shows me exactly what it is. If you hang around and you cozy up next to illegals, you might get a little too damn close to ICE. So the answer to that is don't hang around illegals. I don't like to hang around criminals. I am a tax-paying, a civil citizen of America. I don't want to be around a bank robber. I don't want to be around an illegal. I don't want to be around a car thief. I like to spend my day around people who are domesticated, who do not commit crime. Simple as that. And if I ever am around a criminal and the police come and they question or detain me for hanging out with a known criminal, I'm not going to be too mad and upset. I'm going to say, you know what? That's how anti-black racism works. So it seems to be 2 types of black folks. Certified, who understand the system of supremacy, and we out here dominating because we ain't falling for the traps. We not falling for the misnomers, and we damn sure ain't playing the games. And then you got all the counterfeits, all the smuts, all the bootlicks and the bootlegs, all the scrubs. And they think that they're going to hang out with gang members. They're going to we are the world with El Ragua. They're going to we are the world with the cartel. Let me go ahead and just give you a little news flash. You ain't going to be friends with cartel members. They don't really like black people, all right? You're not going to be friends with El Ragua. They don't really like black people. When they sit down and make their I want to be a white person Christmas list, black people are nowhere on that list. Now, when they sit down and do their who we're going to firebomb and who we're going to follow home and who we're going to assault, black people are high on that list, and then there's no W's on that one. So just for the folks who don't know and the people way in the back who are still holding on to the we are the world, no. We are the lineage and F the world if they don't get it. That's as simple as it is. That's just how it goes. That's as simple as we gonna make it. Done deal. So if you feeling that type of energy, then you riding certified time. Anybody else, they out of bounds. Family, let me tell you something. I had this super tap dancing cat. He came up. He was mad at Black Alpha Boy. Watch this, fam. I don't even know who dude is, but hey, he ain't got a platform. He's a nobody, and I'm a megastar. I'm a living legend, and I'm going down with the greatest of all time. So this is what happens when you can be me. Look at this, fam. This guy comes out. He was mad at Black Alpha Boy. He said, you got to be a pathetic Trump supporter to be okay with being harassed and detained by ICE, but then come out with a smile and say, hey, at least I'm not being deported. Black Trump shields are the weakest group of NIGGAs ever. Damn. You sitting there acting like you defending and love black people so much, but then you start calling us the N-word. Y'all notice these people? They be talking about they defending the black race. And soon as a black person don't say something they like, they start throwing out insults and names against you. You notice that, fam? How many people are really black haters that pretend to be black crusaders? Y'all notice that, huh? It be Democrats. They do that all the time. I care about black people. I care about ICE coming to get y'all. I care about an anti-black hate crime bill. I support reparations. And then when we say, oh, we ain't going to vote for Kamala, you damn fool, you simple Simon, you stupid MFer, what the hell wrong with you? I thought you said you love black people. Because if you love black people so much, you wouldn't get mad at black people who don't go along with your democratic agenda. So, me, being a certified foundational black American, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward to the end of this and just call you for what you are. You ain't nothing but a democratic smut. And you love everything Democrat. And you disguise your loyalty and bootlicking for Democrats behind black love. You just didn't think people who really love black people like us would be calling you out for your fraud love. And when we call you out, we expose you. There ain't no coming back. So this person right here, he's sitting there getting mad, talking about I'd sue the F out of them if they ever harassed me, laid a finger on me, or came to my effing doorstep. All you would do is get on all fours if Joe Biden whipped it out. And that's just what it is. And you get to wrinkle in all damn day long. So stop playing. You ain't tough. You don't really love black people. You love your democratic massa. And let me tell you guys something. Way back in slavery, the house you know what, he pretended that he loved the field you know what's. But in reality, he loved massa more than he loved black people because he loved massa more than he loves himself. So this ain't nothing but a Democratic scrub, and Democratic scrubs gets no love. Easy work, y'all. This is what we do to them. We expose them. See, one thing about us, y'all, I see the lie, I expose the lie, I ruin the person who said it. I see the cap, I expose the cap, I ruin the person who said it. There ain't no Mr. Nice Guy. There ain't no playing games. These people ain't playing games, dumping all that on us. And let me tell y'all how dangerous this is. See, when you run around here and you talk about black people can get deported, sooner or later, a black person is going to be put in a situation where an ICE officer, a police officer, or one of them damn illegal gangbangers may harm us based on that lie. I said the same exact thing before. Whenever you call somebody something or you cast aspersions on a person's character, on their community, or on their well-being, those aspersions you cast can end up harming somebody. So if I call you a bank robber, one day somebody may treat you like a bank robber and the situation may be very violent. If I sit there and call you a car thief and then a police officer thinks that you're a car thief, then they may show up with them hammers out and you may get harmed. You got to be very cautious of the hyperbolic aspersions that you cast on people. And they love to do that to us. Family, let me ask you a question. What's any different between Democrats and liberals saying that we can be deported like we're illegals? What's any different of that than somebody calling 911 on Tamir Rice and saying that he's got a toy gun? You say that Tamir Rice got a toy gun, the police officer show up, think it's a real one, and unalive that young 12-year-old in 6 seconds. You say foundational black Americans are illegals and ICE is going to get us and we're going to get deported, and eventually an officer pulls up and they give us that same treatment and they unalive us in 6 seconds. So I'm not playing games with all of this black folks can get deported, because that is dangerous aspersions that we ain't going to be tolerating. Because as quick as you say that about foundational black Americans, you don't ever say that about the people who are really out here doing the damn crime. You don't really say that about the individuals who are promoting it. You don't really say that about the illegals who ain't got no business being here in the first place, because they don't give a damn about black Americans, family. They only want what they can get from black Americans. And every single time you talk to them, they're going to be trying to lie to get us to go vote, because their careers right now are all in shambles and we stepping on the ashes. That's just what it is. So we're not playing games with the deportation. Foundational black Americans are non-deportable, which means hell no, it's not our fight. Hell no, we ain't got no cape. Hell no, I ain't your buddy. Hell no, I ain't your ally. And hell no, I'm not stopping nobody from sending you back to your homeland. You should have never came here in the first place. And any person who don't like it, any person who's upset by it, you can say whatever the hell you want. You still just a tether sympathizer, or you are an FBI, a flea-bitten immigrant. And foundational black Americans are certified to the maximum, G'd up from the flow. And if they don't like that, family, understand how to brag a bit, understand how to win, and understand how to just rub it in their face, fam. They just got to deal with it. That's how we are. That's how we moving. And you could tell, man, they out there so crazy trying to get FBA involved, and they sending out a bunch of ops and a bunch of frauds and a bunch of fakes, but they can't move us. Nobody can. This is our generation, man. I'm telling y'all, and I say this all the time, and I'm going to keep on representing this to the fullest, y'all. Nobody's like us. There's never been anyone like us. You only get one, and the one is here now. Be here now. Be where your feet are. Be present in real time. And in real time, we're not letting nothing go. Okay? So they tried that and they failed. We exposed them and we won. They attempted that and crashed out. We exposed them and we won. It seems like everything keeps going back to foundational black Americans exposing these people and foundational black Americans being victorious. But isn't that what it's always been? Hasn't that always been what it was in the beginning and what it is today? And fam, when I tell y'all that, look at that. This is what I'm talking about. These people are out here. Shout out to you, my family. I see you. They say the black folks who say we were always fighting, we need to sit this one out, have almost never actually done any fighting. They're citing the efforts of others to encourage people to do nothing like they've been doing. It feels very much like the feds at this point. Family, do you see them trying to goat you into a problem. You see the tactics, the childish tactics they're using. You never did anything. You're a Trump supporter. Look how we reduced all these people to babies. We reduced these folks to a bunch of little minor snot-nosed kids. Ha, ha, ha. I'm laughing. You got to go there and try to say, y'all ain't did nothing, and we doing everything. Y'all some Trump shills. You're a Democratic shill, and we say Trump, Biden, Obama, Kamala, Vance, they all can get this work. Nothing that they're saying is going to work. They're almost like the people who are trying to get you to go fight. I know you're not going to let them do that. And y'all know, I look at that differently. I told y'all before. I look at it from the aspect of she wouldn't have to write that if Black Americans were actually, not standing on business. And let me show you the individual who wrote this, fam. Look at this. She's from the rectangle hip community. Okay, that is not a Black American. No. So why are you worried about what Black Americans are doing? You need to worry about those refrigerators that you call hips that you're sitting on. That's what you need to really worry about. You need to worry about that Bel Grande that is in your mentions. That's what you need to worry about. You need to worry about why your family is illegal. That's what you need to worry about. You need to worry about a lot of things, and foundational Black Americans are not one of them. So with foundational Black Americans not being one of your problems, with foundational Black Americans standing on certified business, with foundational Black Americans saying you ain't getting a hand, you ain't getting a finger, y'all ain't throwing you no damn lifeline. What do you got next? Deportation. See, fam, we've left Miss Rectangle Hips and the rest of her rectangle hip community. We've left all of them with nothing but deportation. That's it. We've left them with somebody said square biz. That's funny. I'm sorry. You caught my attention. We left these people with nothing but deportation. Deportation is all you got now. So if all you got is deportation, you ain't got a lot. You ain't really got a lot. So the fact now that you're stuck in a position where you can't have anything, you can't do anything, nobody wants to be around you, you're going home, it is what it is. And fam, let me also say this as well, because this is something I want to talk about as I'm, completely going down the line of all the things and all the greatness that we've been doing. Right now, y'all notice this? The Republicans got the Democrats in the damn headlock. Y'all notice this, fam? Donald Trump is out here doing whatever he wants to do. And only thing that the Democrats and the liberals will provide for you is some damn singing. Do you see more 80-year-old liberals out there singing songs from 1970? Or do you see more liberals writing laws for people? I don't want to hear it coming from, let's be honest, some liberals and some want-to-be's, but nonetheless, do you see them singing more songs or do you see them writing policies? It is perfect that we delineate. See, delineation was not just about the tethers. We delineated from any and everybody that wasn't serving us properly. All the fake, falsified friendships, got rid of all of them. The fake, falsified friendships. Yes, all of those are done because we seen that ain't working, that ain't working, that ain't working. That's why I say the reparations generation, we repaired it, y'all. We repaired everything. And if you look right now, y'all, we got off that Democratic plantation at the right damn time. And mind you, certified foundational Black Americans, all of us in the grassroots, we were never in that plantation. I'm going to make this clear, y'all, and this is going to twist your mind. I want you to think about the Democratic plantation, all of the Democratic shills who lived on that plantation, and then I want you to think about the American Maroons. And I'm going to bring it all the way back, fam, but understand and feel my analogy, my example, and watch what I'm saying metaphorically and figuratively. You had, back in the old days, the plantation with Massa and his family. Then you had all of Massa's little shills and puppets that lived on that plantation. And then you had even the people who were enslaved on that plantation. But the American Maroons, those were the people who were never enslaved. Those were the ones that were living off the land, living free of the colonization, living free of Massa, living free of the dominant society. That's who they were then. That's who we are now. Many of us were never on the Democratic plantation. Many of us never voted blue. Many of us never gave a damn about vote blue no matter who. And the people who did vote blue and were on the plantation, those were the people that were enslaved. We're representing the people who were not enslaved. But do you know what we did, y'all? We, as the uncaptured, the unenslaved American Maroons, we freed all the brothers and sisters who were on the plantation who didn't want to be on the plantation. And the only people left now are Massa and Master's favorite pet. And Master's very upset with his favorite pet because his favorite pet couldn't control all the black folks. So if you look at it, a lot of us were never on the Democratic plantation, because when we talk about black folks being on the Democratic plantation, I got to put the caveat out there that not all of us were. A lot of us have always been an American Maroon. American Maroon meaning we stood on our own space, away from everybody. That's exactly what a lot of us were. And the way I look at it is the Black American grassroots certified Black society, we are the American Maroon, all right? All the people who said we're not voting for the Democrats no more, those were the people who were enslaved on the plantation. And the Democratic Shields, they're the same Democratic Shields, House NIGGAs from back then. So if you see the contrast and all the comparisons, it shows you exactly what I'm saying. We were the ones who freed everybody from the plantation, and the plantation ain't nothing unless they got the enslaved, and they're not enslaved no more. So therefore, the policies don't work anymore. It feels good to be an American Maroon then and now. It feels good to be a certified foundational Black American rider now and to the future. And we're going to continue to bring it, y'all, because that's just the way it goes. Y'all look at this right there. You said your pops said the same thing? Certified salute to your pops. Much respect. Look at this right here, fam. This right here is what I'm talking about. More and more scams from these illegals. And I want you to remember, illegal issues aren't ours. We are completely segregated from them individuals. Watch this.
Illegal Brazilian national Cesar Augusto Martin Rios admitted to conspiring to secure driver's license for over 1,000 ineligible applicants. More than 600 licenses were approved before the scam was unraveled. His sentence, 290 days time served. Let me tell you the story. A Boston prosecutor revealed that Massachusetts' so-called road safety for illegal alien turned the Bay State into ground zero for multiple years of fraud scheme when it came to driver's license and commercial driver's license. Listen to this. The 28-year-old Brazilian national, Augusto Martin Rios, was able to make fake photos, fake paperwork, but real driver's license. His crew was able to manipulate online permit tests with fake photos uploaded, forged driving school certificate with staff signatures, counterfeit foreign passports, and utility bills. And he shuffled them between DMV, Massachusetts, to New York until it all became legalized in 2023. Now, this is how it all fell apart. When Bedford police pulled Rios over and found 50 counterfeit driver's license in his car, imagine if he was never pulled over. This could continue till this day. But let me tell you, Rios charged $1,400 per head. But that's not all. Rios only served 290 days in jail. Time served, all thanks to this judge, Margaret R. Guzman. And she was appointed by no other than Joe Biden. Imagine living in a state where if you are an American citizen, nobody cares about you. But if you're an illegal alien, we have people like this in office protecting every single one of them.
There you go, fam. Look at that. More scams, more schemes, more plots, and all of those people are always the same usual suspects. And when you talk about the same usual suspects, let me bring this all the way live, brothers and sisters. I'm going to bring it all the way live. You don't have to come out and say somebody is something. You can connect their issues, which by de facto makes those people become intertwined. We got rid of the term African American. We got rid of the term POC and minority. We got rid of all of those terms that were inclusive, that blended us in with other people's culture, right? This is why we wholeheartedly reject Blacks are going to get deported, because they don't have to come out and tell you you're an immigrant or you're an illegal. But that's basically what they're saying when they say you can get deported as well. They don't have to tell us Black Americans that we're immigrants. But when they tell us that we can get deported, that's basically them saying that we're illegal migrants as well. So you got to chop that off. You got to cut that quick. You can't have none of that. This is a slow fusing of making us look like illegals. Because if they say Black folks got rounded up by ICE somebody's going to say, well, damn, black folks must be immigrants then, huh? Or if they say, hey, black folks, you know this is also your issue, then somebody's going to say, whoa, the immigrants and the black American issue is the same thing. Or if they turn around and say, hey, black folks, you know you're next, right? They're going to get you out of this country as well. Then it becomes a reality that black Americans are either illegals, we're immigrants, or we can be deported. And you can simply sign yourself up for that by not checking it when it's told. And what we do is we check everything as soon as it comes out their damn mouth. Soon as they fathom that BS, we checking it. They don't even get to the S. They just say, boom, and we got them. That's how we doing it. We ahead of the curve. So don't run around here allowing them to connect issues. They can connect you to someone else who isn't you by about 4 or 5 different means. They can straight up call you that person. They can call you a name that is a buffer name, or they can dump all of their problems onto you and say, y'all got simultaneous problems. And that can't be any further than the truth. Black Americans, indigenous, foundationals, ethnicity, the originators, certified, our issues on a day-to-day basis, our lives on a day-to-day basis, our victory, our stance, our perseverance, our presence is the complete opposite from an illegal, from a legal, from an immigrant, from a migrant, from a tether. It ain't nowhere near comparable, and it will not be compared, won't be talked about, won't be connected, because I said so. That's why. You want to talk about people who came here to the United States of America? We didn't come here to the United States of America. You want to talk about people who fled? We ain't flee. People who ran? We ain't run. People who are first, second, third generation? We are thousands of generations. Because remember, y'all, we ain't fly here. We reside here. We ain't come here. We from here. We ain't flew here. We grew here. So when you add all of that up, foundational black Americans, indigenous to the United States of America, the originators, and illegal immigrants, migrants, Democrats, or anybody else who believes that bullshit, just a bunch of liars, a bunch of ops who have all been officially rejected and checked and put on the back end. That's what it is. You dealing with the real deal versus the fakes. And when I tell y'all we the real deal, there's only one thing to show you how different my life, your life, and our life is from all of them. You're not going to talk about my lineage, heritage, and culture without wiping your feet and showing respect. Because last time I checked, I ain't seen one brother or sister have to deal with this. Never, not at all. Julio is on the ground. Julio is knocked down. Julio is getting deported from his own town. FBA ain't got them problems.
Settlement in Illinois, you do not have the right to racially profile people. You are racially profiling people. You do not have the right to do this. Fucking fascists.
We ain't the same. Huh? You can't deport us. We'll deport you. How about that one? And we don't need the W liberal to sing those songs. We don't need the W liberal, the Democrats, the Democratic shields. We don't need none of them to play fake spokesperson. We denounce all of them. All of them is out the damn way. You got problems.
Fascists, why don't you show your face? Why don't you take the mask off? Show your face. Fascists. Go back. It's okay. Just move back. Oh, no, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. Why don't you take your mask off? It's okay. If it's okay, why don't you take your mask off? That's right, because it's not okay. Where'd this fucker come
Let me
from?
ask his name.
How about this one? It's about to get real. Y'all getting a little too close to Mr. Iceman. Watch out, watch out.
Get out the fucking
Who is that?
Damn.
Get out the fucking elevator!
Damn! It started off with them trying to tell us that black folks can get deported. We done debunked that, and now it's ending with Julio on the flow, gots to go. Damn! Don't look like us, cause you ain't. Don't sound like us, cause you ain't. Could never be like us, cause you can't. So what does that leave you with? That leaves you with one thing, the thing that it's always been, is that foundational black Americans always win. Family, they know what it is. You know what it is. We know what it is. It feels good being foundational. It feels good being certified, the originators, the certified 100. It feels good being on team non-deportable. It feels good to pop your popcorn and watch it. You know what even feels better than all of that? What feels better is knowing every single person that lies on our name and exposing them and seeing right through them and ruining them. That's the best part about it. Yeah. The best part about it is, fam, is that we know who's lying, we know who's fronting, and we know who's about that BS. And we expose them when we check them and we regulate them. That's the best part. Okay, so as foundational black Americans, not only are we pushing principle, standing on business on our square, staying strong, we're also letting it be known the precedence is set. Okay, the paint is drying. It is crystal clear. It is well known. We do what we want to do because we are us. We say whatever we feel like saying, and we say it directly and specifically where you can't twist and turn it. Because we are us. And foundational black Americans also let the whole damn world understand is that the only people who can speak for FBA is another FBA. The only people who can speak for certified black society is certified black society. And if you ain't one of those, then you can't come around none of us. So at the end of the day, it all goes back to two things. There's two endings, fam. It ends with them being deported. It ends with the Democrats and the Republicans being ruined. And it ends with foundational black Americans winning, standing on top and bringing it all the way back home. If you feel it and that feels good, then you were certified. And I got my certified 100 with me. There you go. Fam, you know, it's been a beautiful another broadcast. You know, I would say out of so many of the broadcasts, fam, this one right here was littered with the most receipts, shut everything down, did it full speed, taking no shorts and no losses, creeping on the come up. That's exactly what we did. Anybody who has any type of beliefs, you go back and watch this broadcast and we ruined everybody's lives. We put it all out. This made it crystal clear. We shut down lie number 1, lie 1,000, and all the 1,000 people who told those lies, they hide in some closet. They don't want to show their face because we embarrassing folks. Nothing they say is getting any traction. Nothing they do is moving us, and nothing that they can formulate can penetrate foundational black American existence. We stronger than ever. So add this to the fray. Go ahead and dial this one up. This is another classic episode, another classic broadcast brought to you by Certified Black Society, the livest chat in the world, brought to you by the #1 activist, and we all one big family. When you put us all in the same place, all at the same time, ain't no way in hell Mr. Julio gonna say that we him. Ain't no way in hell Mr. No Hairline Mutombo gonna say that we all black, brother. Ain't no way in hell Mr. Democratic Shield thinks that he's going to get anything off the ground. Hell no. Nah. You stay over there with Hakeem Jeffries and the Mino Block and the Omar lady and the Mino Block, and we're going to stay over here being certified black. And if you with it, I see you. And if you feel me, certified salute to the whole damn family. Fam, y'all stay good. Great weekend. I appreciate the love. We got a lot of things coming. I mean, a lot of things, but we're going to get all to it. We're going to break it down. Right now, I want y'all to all enjoy your night. Enjoy your weekend. Stay good, stay safe, stay vigilant. Feel good being non-deportable. Feel good knowing that if anybody's going to be the deporters, we do the deportations. We'll send your ass home, but we already home. So enjoy all of that. Pop your collar, two-step, get your bop on, fam, and just know you got a lot of love over here from Black Alpha. Love every single one of y'all, man. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you guys, man, more than you could ever imagine. It feel good regulating these people, getting them out the way, and just winning. So y'all stay extra special. I'll see you guys again. We got more stuff coming up this weekend, man. But remember, y'all, we bringing it, and we're going to bring this certified 100. Remember that term, certified 100, y'all. We're going to mobilize and let everybody know that When I say certified 100, I mean we certified and we keeping it all the way 100. Not 98, not 95, it's full. And foundational Black Americans, we like things full into the maximum. And when I say certified 100, I'm also talking all it need is 100 of us. That could be 100 of us, that could be 100,000, that could be 100 million. But let me tell you, we do more with less. So you take 100 of us and everybody gonna think we got billions. That's how strong we are. So when I say there's about to be a movement and we about to blow the hinges off of everything, I mean it. And it's going to be all wrapped around certified foundational Black Americans. But the certified 100 is in the building, y'all, for eternity. So much love and respect. Catch y'all on the other end. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay safe. Peace and love. And always remember, no matter what you do, no matter where you go, no matter where you at, that Black is beautiful and beautiful is always Black. Peace and love, family.